Trying this again. All right. You have to turn everything off every time to get this to wake up properly. I'm gonna make sure everything still looks appropriate. Space Truckin. Hull C. I think we've got it. Yo, AT, what's up? Damn Meld Studio, dude. Still figuring out how to get it to work when I need it to. It's tasking to say the least. But I think we're good. I'll double check that Twitch is up and running. Twitch is up and running. Okay. Let's clean up some mess. What's up, Next Tactus? How you doing? Took the Ares fighters out. Both the Iron and Inferno got dunked on. It's gonna be a tough ship to move around in, especially in groups. Right now, the NPCs are pretty insane, especially if they got ballistics. It's not a good day. Mr. Intruder, actually, I'm planning to do some whole sea mining today, so we'll see what we're able to get into. We're getting ready to take some contracts from Levski into Stanton. I think Levski to Bygenie. And then we can see what interstellar missions we have available. For sure. Alright, let me just go into the channel real quick and do a little bit more maintenance. Okay, the live stream's appearing like it's supposed to. Holy hell, I think it happened. Wait, did I say mining? Hulsey hauling. I might have said mining. My brain is split in all these directions because this damn streaming service was a pain in the ass. I had to restart it like 4 times. Alright. Oh man, I forgot to copy the video. What's up, Hazard Shield? Dead Tree. Found a weird bug with my Polaris. Every time I come out of nav, shield power gets put into my tractor beam. What? Really? That's weird as hell. I haven't heard of that one yet. All right. That's what I want. Share. Copy link. Just getting something taken care of real quick. Save preview and post. Okay. Live stream's coming through on the phone. We're good. Let's get going. I've gone back to Holland to try and get cash for the C2. Seems to be faster to me than running back and forth mining in the Golem. We'll try again once I get the mothership. Hell yeah. Yeah, the Golem on its own is going to be a little bit of a challenge. A little bit of a struggle bus. Just because of its lack of fuel and its smaller carrying capacity. The Golem really shines when you can fly it inside of another vessel, for sure. What's up, Moners? Like he was waiting for it to start up since I saw you in game. Yes, sir. We're finally getting moving here. It's been a struggle of 20 minutes. Holy cow. I think I figured it out. I think I have to go into Meld. I have to make sure the stream keys are good. I have to edit my title and everything for Twitch and YouTube stream. Plus, save the thumbnail. And then I have to close Meld stream and YouTube completely. And then restart them again. It's a bit of a task. Actually, also, while we're out, I need to run and grab some SRT rifles. So we're going to run a little errand on our way to Stanton. Just got to make sure we got our power where we want it. Our diagnostics. Don't need all this energy to our coolers. I'm going to power up that shield, get these engines up to almost max. Alright, now let's switch gears here.
Shield off.
It's a nav mode. Where the hell did all of our... Oh, they went to the tractor beams, which I don't really use. They're not the best. Alright, let's see, does that take the temperature up when I run engines full? I don't think so. They're kind of chilling. We'll run engines max and see what happens. Huh. I think we can handle whatever it throws at us. Alright, we got our readouts over here. It's looking good.
Shield on.
Finish pumping power to max there. Cool.
Shield off. Launch sequence complete.
Gear up. Let's get out of here. Man, the whole sea looks tiny in the extra large hangar. It's crazy. Oh, for anybody who was on the last live stream where we had the Reclaimer and the C2 out. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Is this how we're starting? This is real life, STAR-CYWL. Anyways, what I was going to say before Chris Roberts rudely interjected. I woke up in the Reclaimer after we bed logged, but the C2 was not there. Figured it was claimed. When I got back to the station, it was actually in a stored state. So, if you bed log in one ship and both ships are out there, some of you might have known this, your second ship that you're not bed logged in, it will not persist. But what was interesting is it actually was in the hangar of Levski. It wasn't in a claim status. I'm not even gonna really give any attention to whatever the hell that bug was that just happened. Let's just carry on. Only way to start SE. You got it. Validate what on engineering terminal AT? Temperatures? Is that what you were talking about? Cutting engines have been working for me. Was going to run a few today. Oh, here we go. Hang on. Let me get a little bit higher up here. Stuck in the experience with Cobalex. Got my whole C, but auto-loading has been frustrating. Aha! Alfarius, have you seen my mastering the whole C video? Bought so many ships, I have no idea what to run. Just gotta like roll a dice. Like a 20-sided die, and whatever ship number on the way down the die, that's what you fly and do for the day. I might actually take that idea at some point. I'll just roll one of my 20-sided die and fly whatever ship. That's gonna be a new streaming theme. Roll the dice. Did I go the right way? I've never seen that door closed before. Cutting engines have been working for me. Was going to run a few today. Got to the point yesterday I started using the external freights. Cooling capabilities. Okay, gotcha. Railroad problems right there. Too many ships. Yeah. At least at the Polaris, 1 pip change in my cooler is the difference between 54 and 87 capacity. Yikes. Oh man, that sucks about the joysticks, Lucky. Sorry to hear that. Alright, now let's see if our whole C got eaten or if it's just stored. It looks like it got misplaced or stored. I feel like there isn't a lot of whole C missions anymore. I get that they removed the 3 big ones, but even then it feels bad. Hazard, you've doesn't sound like you saw my nerf or buff video, so you'll probably enjoy today. There is plenty to do with the whole C. Those big missions we had were boring and basic. You can make just as much money doing a lot more now in Stanton. I still need to rank up with member, or jeez, I always do that. Redwind, line haul, to get the whole C stuff there. But Malfarius, on the auto-loading issue, I wouldn't cut engines. I see people saying that a lot about cutting engines, but yeah, everything wasn't in the C2. My bags, my 2 SU canister, like all of it. The only thing I wasn't was the Golem, because I didn't have the Golem in there. I flew it back to get the Reclaimer. But back to what I was saying, Malfarius, I wouldn't cut engines. I know people, I've seen that a few times said, but with the way you can kind of like desync and randomly start drifting in STAR-CYWL, in theory, yeah, cutting your engines makes sense. If you're not moving and you turn your engines off, you shouldn't move. But this isn't real life, this is a game, and sometimes server desync happens and you start drifting. So I would leave engines on. I would go to third person, where you can see all the grid, and just look at it from all angles, like be patient and see if you notice yourself drifting through the grid. It's really easy with the grid because you can see the lines moving relative to your ship. And if you're drifting, just give your throttle a wiggle in the opposite direction. If you're using a stick, just wiggle the stick, as you'll hear me say quite often. Or just thrust in the opposite direction, or do a side or down strafe. And then when you see that you're not moving relative to the grid, this will fix it. Seat check. Get out of your seat. Get out of your pilot seat. And watch it start loading. So the cargo bays no longer have oxygen inside them. So the Caterpillar has been an interesting ship in that regard. I've been running through the Caterpillar with no helmet on, and randomly, in random areas of the ship, I'll just start suffocating. So there's some weirdness, but I don't think it's meant to be that way. Sounds good, my fairies. Let me know how it goes. You're going to see me doing the same thing here, so there'll be plenty of examples. The Whole Sea's a picky ship. Actually, it's not even the Whole Sea's fault. It's really, like, the Whole Sea kind of gets mislabeled as being the problem. It's the game. It's the shard server connection. It's the communication between stations and ships. And also, if you're one of my friends, you probably join on me. I'm in a low-pop server right now, unless everybody joins on me. Let's see. We got... Oh, God. Never mind. It jumped up to 557 people. But server FPS is at 30. So, oh wow, I'm in the cursed shard too, but the server FPS is maxed out. I'm in shard 10 US, which is like jokingly called the cursed shard. After what just happened when we tried to leave, I don't really doubt that. Maybe don't join on me. Join at your own risk. For that, check life support on your ship. I get in my Asgard sometimes, life support's off. Good call. Good call. Yeah, and in the Nerfer buff video, Hazard, I ran through several stations in Stanton, and I made over 2 million in an hour, not using the big missions that everybody misses. I get why some people miss them. You know, they were the quick, easy way to make 700K, but to me, they were kind of boring, because you would go one way, and then you'd be deadheading back with an empty ship, and I don't know, that always bummed me out. I like the more dynamic way we haul now. But I wouldn't be too worried, guys. I mean, I've said it a couple of times in videos and streams, but I think those missions are coming back. I really do. I think those missions will be back. They're just in the interstellar category, which is currently getting worked on. You can't even, from what I've seen, you can't even get Dead Saints Interstellar above Rookie. Everything on the Interstellar category right now is Rookie, aside from Kovalex, which we're going to pick up as many of them as we can from here. Probably like 4 or 5 if they don't load weird. But all the Interstellar stuff, aside from Kovalex, is Rookie. And I think that as they come out with junior member experience, all that, we're going to see a return to those big missions. Maybe even more. Maybe there might be missions that are going to be over 1 million. What's up, Horseman? How you doing? Sir Jake, good to see you. Sadly, I don't get on your friends list before the 250 max. So, I might have figured out a little something about that. There's, I might just be using Spectrum. Spectrum shows I have like 450 friends. So, I think the issue with the friends limit is just a visual limit on the launcher. Because I pulled up Spectrum by somebody's advice, and I see everybody there. And I think you can form parties, and I don't know if you can join games, actually. But I think you can do a lot through Spectrum. So I might actually start using Spectrum, which I've never really used before. Never had a reason to. Had smoke when coming on my MFDs in a cockpit on the cat last night, and my suit frosted up. It was weird. Yeah, it does sound weird. Oh, wow. I guess when I called to exit, it did that thing. All right, when you leave a hangar, if you have a mission open, it'll also call the cargo grid. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's go ahead and get her expanded. We're going to hug the edge so we avoid running into other players because they fly through the borehole with no restraint. Yes, acceleration is why I recommend the Erebus and the Chimera quantum drives, because their stage 1 and 2 accelerations are so fast compared to the industrial counterparts, and they're more efficient. It only gets weird when you're down in the size 1 category. Colossus, in my opinion, is still the best. Alright, hands off sticks, checking everything around us. We're loading. And I'm going to see if I can get away with calling the mission and recalling the grid. As it says complete. Okay, we're complete. Let me try to call another one. Whoa, okay, there they are. Levski to Seraphim, accept. And let's try a loading. Calling.
Hiya, El Tieno. Taking on an inter-system delivery, huh?
It's working.
I always admire you long-haul delivery pilots for being willing to go through jump points all the time. They freak me out. Space and time just bending around you like that.
I like Elle. She's got a face now, guys. Look at that. There she is.
But I'm sure you'll be fine.
We got a face to the voice. Okay, it says that one's complete. Now we're going to call the next one. The ones here at Levski get a little weird, which is why I'm doing them in this kind of strange order here. This one's also going to by Genie. So we're going to back out. And we're going to call again. Oh, I think we filled up too many spools. Okay, new plan. I'm going to get out of the cargo area thing, just because I don't want to get impounded. We might do the rest with the external freight elevator, because we're going to have to reorganize a little bit. So, I didn't realize until I was on with a buddy, I think it was Hayetsune, that there's actually a front and back to these. So you can get out of the main borehole and avoid being in that direct traffic line that people are flying through, which is really cool. Okay.
To go through jump points all the time. They freak me out. Space and time just bending around you like that. No, thanks. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
Okay. So, now that we're here, we're going to hop out. Actually, I'm going to make sure we're coupled real quick. My armor was so frosted, I turned white in my hangar. What? Is Solomon the whole sea bug-free now, or got some... bug-free? No. No. In fact, at the start of the stream, Levski yoinked our whole sea and killed us. Which, that wasn't really the whole sea's fault. That was some Levski shenanigans. Alright, let's go shields up. I would... It's probably healthy to forever going forward. Maybe it'll be one day different, but for now, forever going forward, the whole sea is always buggy. The whole sea experience, not the ship, but the experience is always buggy. It's a spectrum of buggy. More buggy, less buggy. To answer your question, though, it works really well if you know how to get around a lot of said bugs and weirdness. Which, hey, I'm the guy for that. Ask me the questions, watch what I do. Alright. I'm going to let this fully open, and then I'm going to close it. Always close your ships, my friends. Always. So, we've got a good majority of stuff on here. We got some free... No, we don't have any free spindles. See, this is where it gets weird and prevents the other missions from loading, is it's dispersing these goods on all these spindles. So, I wish that consolidation was a little bit better organized. White Eagle, what's up? Star Jump, appreciate the follow. Thank you. Alright. We're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna consolidate. Well, maybe not. Well, alright, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Because these are all on here by mission type. We got argon, pressurized gas. I really wish you could see what stuff was without touching it. Hydrogen, Atlassium. What's up, Alex? Let me see. Let me go up a little bit here. What's up, Luna? Good to see you. Okay. Notice that also that ship interior doesn't change with hangar atmosphere from snowman engaged. Frost snowman engaged. Acceleration for quantum drivers, though the only thing that matters was range, cooldown, and top speed. No, actually. Alright, so this is an important thing to cover. Let me show you guys this. Every quantum drive has a stage 1 and 2 acceleration to the top speed. The best thing you can use is erkul.games, this site here, to track that. In fact, here, we'll use the Starfarer Gemini as an example. So, we go down here. We'll pick up the Agni, which is technically the highest speed industrial drive you can get, right? 383,000 kilometers a second. So that's actually 83 kilometers a second, 83,000 over the speed of light. Fun fact. So in here, you have stage 1 XL and stage 2 XL. Stage 1 is 1510 and stage 2 is 13900. Now the slightly slower Erebus kicks this thing's ass. So remember this, 1510, 139. 25.2, 16.3. So both the initial acceleration when you launch and stage 2 acceleration up to top speed is faster. It just has a slightly lower top speed of 344, but it also has a faster cooldown. So on these, your second and third number here, these are your acceleration velocities, and these also affect your decel, like how long it takes your ship to slow down. As a really extreme example, let's look at the Idris that has the craziest top speed ever, but because of acceleration, you're never going to experience it in the current systems we have. So the Idris quantum drive does an insane 718 kilometers a second. It's practically warp 2. Problem is acceleration. That is a fourth the acceleration of the Erebus quantum drive. And then stage 2 is also really slow at 12.6 versus 16,000. But the top speed is 718 on the Idris. But yeah, check out erkul.games. You will find the links to Erkul in the descriptions of my videos and live streams. Incredibly useful tool. Oh no, the Connie without the helmet. Alright. Kept getting CTD early in the whole C when docked. Yeah, I'm always a little nervous about docking the whole C. It's always been pretty big pain to me. And offload is going to kind of mess things up here. I'm going to focus real quick on these missions to see. So we got 2 drops to Baijini. Argon, hydrogen, pressurized ice, tungsten, laranite. Iron, copper, Atlassium. Alright, so all the Atlassium's going to Baijini. So I can put that all together. Iron. Alright, let's see. Where's all this Atlassium at? Can you chat about doing personal cargo runs and the fully loaded C not being spawned at a docking collar, instead spawning in large hangar? So there are no workarounds for that once it's happening. The best thing I can advise is anytime you have to dock your whole C, collapse it. You have got to collapse it. If you just happen to be in a situation where you dock to the whole C and or it gets taken from you, stored from the impound or anything like that, there's a good chance you're just SOL. That support ticket's been in the game for a while now, and nothing has been done about it, and there's really no good way to avoid it. I know it's not the best news to hear. Is the Atlassium only in 2 SCU containers? Alright, hang on. Argon and Atlassium are going together, so why don't we just do this? We're going to free up a whole spindle. Am I hauling you, Cap? I appreciate it, guys. I try to be helpful. I'll have to check out the quantum drive on my ships. I'm just at the fastest top speed in. Yeah, no, so for size 2, actually, let me put this in the chat for you guys. I don't know if this is going to carry over to Twitch. Let me see, because this chat is a little weird. Size 2, Chimera, Crew L1. Size 3, Erebus, at Arc L1. That is where you get the size 2 and the size 1. The Colossus you can get pretty much anywhere, which is an industrial size 1. Sorry, size 2 and 3. An industrial size 1 Colossus is technically my favorite of the size 1s, just because it's the best of all worlds. Size 1 doesn't have like a definitive king in every regard. Like, the military drive on size 1 is actually not the best as far as efficiency and distance and fuel use, it is really good with top speed. And the Atlas even isn't as efficient as the Colossus, which is really strange. Alright. Is there no more Atlassium? Or was that all the Atlassium? Was just those two? So we got all this pressurized ice over here. Let me consolidate the pressurized ice to one side on one spindle. Sorry, I'm kind of scatterbrained because I'm chatting. Wow. Ooh, Laranite. Interesting. Pressurized ice. There we go. Okay. We got the 16s on this side. So we'll do that. We'll just move the 16s over here. See, the reason I'm doing this is to just get as many missions as I can out of Levski heading to Stanton. And I'm consolidating the spindles to hopefully prevent any issue with auto offload. Because I don't want them stacked in a weird way, and I kind of want to keep all of the elements in the same spot. I think all the pressurized ice should be going to Baijini. If it is, that makes it really simple. Oh no, some of it is going to Seraphim. So we definitely don't want to stack it then, because we don't want the station to be unable to pull what it needs. The 16s we can stack on each other because they were already together. Might be faster to do it from topside. So looking at Urkel the other day, it would seem I can TS through the Polaris unless I was on drugs and dreamt it. Yeah, you can. It's funny, the Polaris and the Reclaimer, to my surprise, are size 3 quantum drives. They're not capital class quantum drives. I think the Polaris comes stock with a TS, or not a TS2, an Erebus. Which is kind of cool. I didn't realize that. Stream's a good time for me. Just bought my whole C, but haven't used it yet. Still trying to get my rep up for bigger contracts. Nice. Welcome, welcome. This is the Maggie C. She's kind of received her own bit of fame, being the ship that likes to run away from me all the time. Did that grid off the edge? Or is it just kind of sit? Oh, it's just kind of sitting there. That was weird. There we go. Alright. So they're not stacking. The 24s are going to one place and the 16s are going to another place. So the autoload should have no problem pulling whatever it needs because nothing is blocking anything else. And we've freed up 2 spindles here. This should allow us to autoload another mission. But I kind of want to see if we can consolidate another. Because if it's all going to the same place... Let's see, we got... What is here? We got hydrogen and we got argon. Is the hydrogen and argon going to different locations? This is why I agree with my buddy Ruck that we should have like little SKU tags or like delivery tags on the cargo so we can see where the hell it's going. Alright. Oh. Damn. Tungsten, laranite, pressurized ice, argon, and hydrogen. Alright, they are all going. Okay, cool. So we can actually consolidate these. That's perfect. We got the Atlassium on there too. That's also going to that location. So let's go ahead and pull this crap off. And share spindles. I kind of wish that it would do this by mission. It would be a lot easier for us. And if anybody from CIG happens to see this video, please consider that. If it's same mission, dropping off to the same place, it should be able to share a spindle because it's all going to that same place. And it just makes loading a lot more simplified. Because when these missions, when you stack missions like this, and they take up all these extra spindles, it just complicates everything. And it makes our life harder. And don't get me wrong. Again, I'll say I don't mind throwing freight. I do enjoy it. But it would be nice. I wonder if... Will that fit there? That looks like it should fit there. Why not? That looks like that should be grid space. Alright, whatever. We'll put it on top of the other stuff because we can go 3 high. There we go. Get a little disoriented out here. Whoop. Who in the chat actually messes around with cargo manually? What do you think of it? Because I'm one of those crazy people, I guess, that kind of enjoys this part of the gameplay too. I like being more involved with the ships. Maybe not like all the time, but being able to do my own thing and organize, I enjoy it. Do you accept friends via Spectrum? I see kept Deadwake on my friends list all of a sudden. Yeah, I did. I went through on Spectrum and accepted everything there because it wasn't limited, which is really cool. Wait a minute. Oh, it's Laranite. All right. I was like, hold up. Alright, wait a minute. Okay, let's see. Tungsten and laranite. They going to the same place? They seem like they would be. I'm floating toward the ship. Tungsten, laranite. Yes, they are. Cool. Let's consolidate the tungsten and laranite. No reason to take up a full friggin' spindle. Come here, buddy. Alright. We will throw the laranite on the edge. We don't need to stack it. It'd be kind of cool to see if the autoload does actually work on the argon and hydrogen. These should stack side by side. Very good. And this will have freed up another spindle. Okay. Now let's see what we got. What's up, Senate? How you doing? I shove everything into a Cuddy Black at the moment. Hell yeah. Should be good timing. Oh, I saw that. It's possible to undock and have it close enough to the station to get a safe or a sail and not have the whole sea stored. Actually, yes. Yes. Shadow. If you're sorry, I just saw this comment. Park next to one of the external pads, like right next to it, where you can EVA out. Just make sure you close your ship, shields up, be safe, and then take the elevators inside to your admin terminal. That's actually how I do the work orders for like trading commodities. That's what you're talking about, right? Because then you have to actually get the cargo grid. So you don't need to actually dock or anything if you're doing a commodities runs. I guess let me know if that's what you're doing. Are you doing commodities or missions? Because you can completely avoid docking if you're running commodities. Aha, I knew there was going to be stuff here. Nice. Taking on the cutter, or taking on the arrows in the cutter. Oh, and awesome. 3 to Bygenie, 3 to Seraphim on the Interstellars. Good. We got copper, iron. There's the Atlassium I was missing. What? Are these still not? Oh, shit. I fucked up. Hang on. Well, hang on. Let's see if we can get some more missions. What else we got here that we could possibly take? Is there another... There's one more Master Kovalex mission. Titanium, hydrogen, mercury, and agresium. I'm just going to put all that on one spindle. We're just going to manually load the rest.
Hi, Elle here. Thanks for picking up this haul. It's been surprisingly hard to find someone who's willing to do an inter-system run.
There we go.
Me, I'd love to go check out another system, but nope. It's a terminal life for me, I guess.
Lean wants to get back to the grind, stacking missions, and manually moving cargo, and honestly, I won't mind it. Hey, it's alright, I'm happy to hear that. That's all I am. Alright, this is what we're going to do now. So, I'm going to pull up the mission. We got argon, hydrogen, pressurized ice, and Atlassium's already on the ship. That's already on the ship. Iron, copper, and Atlassium, which is one we're finishing. Which I don't think any of that's on the ship. We'll check. And then titanium, hydrogen, mercury, and agresium. None of these overlap. Awesome. I like that. There's no overlapping parts or commodities, so I can just go ahead and load based on that information. We got 2 spindles here. Let's pump it out, man. Let me actually track the mission. That'll make it easier. Selling commodities. Okay, yeah, Shadow. So don't worry about docking at all. External pads, my friend. You can do everything that way. External pad, EVA into your terminal, do your work order thing, back to your ship, and then to the cargo center to all node offload. You got it, buddy. Just if you've done commodities trading, you already know, but you got to go to the admin center when you're picking up the cargo and when you're dropping off the cargo, like before each step, which is a little tedious, but at least you know you don't have to worry about docking collars. So there's a workaround for you as far as that goes. All right, we'll do this one first, just so I can see. Titanium, hydrogen, anything else, so just go on the other spindle. And for speed's sake, I'm just going to do it like this, since I'm already facing that way. Let's push it to the side so I can see better. Hydrogen. Wow, that one was hiding from me. That up. Really wish the ship's tractor beam was worth using, but the tractor rifle is just so much faster, so much simpler. Don't have to switch between different vantage points. You can rotate the boxes if you need to, because the ship's tractor beams absolutely suck at that, which is really disappointing. Oh yeah, actually you could just park next to the externals. I forgot, there's elevators there too. You don't have to actually go to the external landing pads. That's even faster. Holy shit. Look at that, man. Look at that. Showing me another way of doing things. Alright, titanium, hydrogen, mercury, and everything. Okay, so titanium will come with me. But yeah, that's totally true. I forgot about that. Just make sure you're parked in that proper way that you're not going to get impounded or anything. Alright, let's, I guess we'll do the titanium here. I'm going to try to avoid stacking unless I really need to. Or like stacking the elements on top of each other. I'll keep them grouped up together. I don't think the 224s will fit properly here, which is kind of weird. Maybe it will with nothing else. See? That doesn't make sense to me. It's the proper length, but they don't grid. Whatever. Just put it on top. That's fine. So, we got titanium, hydrogen, alright, some mercury, and a grecium. A grecium, there we go. Grecium should do just fine down here. Creates like an extra spot. You know what? We're just gonna do this. Because I think the agresium will actually do what I need it to. It will. Okay, that's interesting. So I think the agresium will go 3, which is 24, but you can't grid. Let's see. Maybe my brain's just not mathing right. I knew the admin part, but I thought I had to always dock for it to show up. Previous patches, it would bring the whole C up on the dock and not in my large hangar if the spindles were out. Yeah, well, I'm really glad that that should take care of your commodities concerns. Good stuff. Alright. I had a keybinds for jumping between the tractor beams and the whole C. Makes it a bit better, but I wish they worked with the Argo Atlas. Yeah. I have the keybinds on that as well, but I can only fit enough keybinds to do 3 of the 4, which is kind of weird. I don't know if you had a similar experience. Oh, there's going to be like an extra weird spot there because of the way this is set up. I don't think I'll have any boxes that I can put in that spot, but it should be alright. Be some kind of weird stacking here. All we'll have left is the mercury after this. I'd be really curious to see how this offloads, because this is all going to the same place. That's on this spindle. Yeah, my biggest gripe, honestly, with the whole C's tractor beam is the speed and the inability to rotate canisters, which drives me nuts. Because you have to... I do a lot of my stuff on my flight sticks. And instead of my mouse anyway, so like I'm switching between my mouse and my stick because I don't have a binding on my stick to rotate, but then you can't really rotate anyway, and it just becomes frustrating when your tractor rifle can handle these boxes like a champ. I think the Caterpillar and the whole C and stuff need a bit of a rework in that regard. There we go. And this should be the last one for this mission. So you can easily fit all the same mission category or mission quantity on one spindle with the whole C. And, oh wait, titanium. Hang on. Let me make sure the other mission didn't have titanium too. I'm pretty sure it didn't. Copper, iron, and Atlassium. No, okay. So this titanium is going with this stuff. Yo, Kobas, how you doing? Being Supreme, no more green boxes magically loading the whole sea. No, there are. But we're doing a lot of different missions, and the stack is kind of hard for the green boxes to figure out. So we loaded 3 of the 4 missions with the magical boxes, and we're just doing the last 2 by hand. because I don't mind some freight tossing. When isn't the Maggie C running away from me, my friend? When isn't she? Today she's being okay. I did die at the start of the stream because she disappeared on me, but I think that was more Levski's fault than the Maggie C's fault. But it is on brand, so there's that. Is Dead Saints and Ling family reputation still capped at junior? Yeah, it's there's no missions above rookie rank technically, so that's shitty. I confirmed that in the PTU. We'll take a peek as well when we get moving here after I finish loading this. But yeah, Dead Saints, Ling family, and Redwind Interstellar are all still rep locked at the entry level, rookie level. Well, not entry. Entry's trainee or whatever. Now you can rank up Redwind by normal stellar means in Pyro, but the interstellar category is still locked. It's shitty. Ah, got it. Magic boxes are placeholders for kind of being like this, except drones doing the loading and unloading. So yeah, the grid is a placeholder visually for like drones that would be auto-loading your ship. Correct. Contrary to what some people seem to fear, it is not going away. It's just an extra option to either auto-load or manual load. I like the ability to do both for this exact reason. Auto-load can sometimes do things a little wonky, and it's nice that I can get out and fix it. You're like, no. Let's consolidate spindles here so we can free up space to be a bit more organized. The auto-loading system is really cool, but it's also very dumb. Like, it's not an intelligent system. It does adapt to some degree with size boxes and where it's putting stuff, but it doesn't take much when you get, like, 4 or 5 missions like I am here for it to start to freak out and just stop auto-loading, which is kind of what happened when we got through our 3rd mission that was loading. So here we are, which, again, I don't mind. I enjoy this. It's kind of relaxing. And I get to chat with all you fine folks. Copper. That is also going here. It's all going here. All right. Woohoo. Got away from me a little bit there. Let's throw that right here. Oh, there's the Atlassian over there at the end hiding from me. Is there a list of places that have auto-loading, or is it just the main space station? So, not an official list, but I can tell you guys here, if you guys let me know when you're ready to write it down, I will let you know all the stations that have them. Well, have auto-loading, because not all the auto-loading stations have cargo elevators. I think they're working on that. Maybe they do in this patch. We'll have to check Pyro's gateways. No, unfortunately, Blue Hell, good to see you in the chat. We can't maneuver the ATLS in space. In fact, if you get your ATLS in space, it tends to break it. So I definitely don't recommend going 0G with the ATLS. It's never really ended well. Yeah, this is cool, and I know the green boxes are bug holes, but if you had a crew, you could be slinging more boxes at once, people on the ship. Yeah, exactly. In fact, at some point in the not-too-distant future, now that we're in this build, I plan to get my org together for a fun, realistic Hull C video, where we're going to have a crew of 6 to 8 people, manually doing a couple of big missions. Just for fun. Just to show what it's like in a sort of, kind of a role-play setting. We're going to have an engineer and a technician in the back. We're going to have a ship tractor operator. We're going to have a pilot and co-pilot, captain, and maybe a deckhand or 2. No more than 8 because there's 4 beds, so I think about it kind of like hot rack scenario where you're sharing a rack with one person. So yeah, 4 people active on the crew while 4 people could be sleeping. Just that sort of mindset. That'd be cool. No idea when we're going to do that. Hopefully soon. I'd like to get that video out at some point in the near future here. Try to use the ATLS on a Nomad, for example. Maybe that would work. Hey, actually, that might not be a bad idea. As long as it's on a gravity, like if it's in the bed of the truck, be kind of a funny way to stage it and make it do stuff. But yeah, I think as long as it's on a platform of some sort, it should work just fine. Alright, I'm going to put my tractor rifle back. Oh yeah, we need to run by... Oh, but I don't want to dock, so I'm definitely going to do an external sort of setup. Actually, we'll do it when we go drop off the cargo. I'm going to pick up a couple of SRT rifles and an extra tractor beam to fully kit out my whole C's weapon area. So we're all loaded up now. And again, this is the backside of the borehole loading zone. If you don't want to risk like being hit by other players, you can flip around to the back. I didn't realize that some of these, actually, yeah, all of these have a backside to the elevator system, which is really cool. So let's get on the move. I don't know why it's saying shield's critical. We're definitely not critical. Oh yeah, we got some weight. She's well loaded up. This is a good amount of cargo. Let's get some speed in this downward direction. Do a little scan. Yeah, we should be clear for a good while here. Can I be the ship cook? Yeah, buddy. We always need someone in the galley. Hell yeah. Cobus, yeah, it'd be awesome to have you on. I'll put out some information on when I want to actually do that. I do want to do it in the near future. It'll be the challenging part. I think will just be it'll probably be on a Tuesday or a Thursday when I'm like having my like more org focused days or like people getting together. But getting at least 6 people on to man it, and we're not going to spend like hours and hours and hours on it. We're probably just going to do like maybe 3 missions, 2 or 3 missions for the video, because it's going to be a pretty quick video. Like getting everyone's time zone synced. But as far as that list for where you can auto-load, alright, I'm going to go ahead and rattle it off for you guys. First one being really obvious, Levski. As far as Stanton goes, you should be able to auto-load at all the gateways, Pyro, Nix, and Stanton, as well as Everest Harbor, Bygenie, Seraphim, and Port Tressler, your main stations. Lagrange points, any of them. Crew L1, Arc L5, Mick L2, all of them. They don't have cargo. They don't have cargo grid, cargo sections yet. I hope they get them. So that's Stanton. Now Pyro, Ruin Station, Obituary, Checkmate, Gaslight, and Megumi Refueling, as well as the gateways. Those are all areas where you can use the whole seas auto-loading feature and have external freight elevators. In the last update in 4.4, Stanton gateways didn't actually have the freight elevators yet. You could auto-load, but they hadn't overhauled the stations yet. I think that's fixed in 4.5. I think they all have external freight elevators. If you ever hear me say EFE, that's what I'm talking about. External freight elevators, EFEs. What's up, Wiz? Oh yeah, you could use UEX so actually let me show that while we're popping into Stanton real quick. On UEX, when you're looking at, can we just pull up stations? Or do I need to just pull up materials? Because if you pull up materials, you know, you'll see like your stations for buy and sell. And if they have a little box next to them like this, if you're on UEX and you see this little box symbol, that means that it's got a cargo center. You can use the whole sea, external freight elevators, all that. So it's also really great for you cat pilots, C2 pilots, anybody, especially cat pilots, who want to use external freight elevators. You just got to look here if it's got a cargo grid next to it. If it doesn't, then it does not have external freight elevators or the capability of loading with the whole sea. Like HDMS Edmund, obviously that's a ground station. If there's a way to get to the actual station, it's even better. See, Seraphim, Checkmate, and Ruin, they all have cargo centers. They all have that box next to the name. So, yeah, this site should be in the description too. I need to update my description, make sure I've got all these tools in there for everybody. No, Lagrange stations do not have auto-loading. Do not. Lagrange stations do not have external freight elevators. I wish they did. I hope in a future iteration of the game they get it. But no, they unfortunately do not. Now, you can still use your whole sea messing around like I do. If you've seen my video using like my Caterpillar or the Golem Ox to load the whole sea from the Lagrange point, purely for fun. But funny enough, if you do that, the auto offload of the whole sea, because those master and senior rank missions, they typically drop off at a main station like Bygenie, Seraphim, Port Tressler. Somebody just flew by us real fast. Keep our eyes open for potential shenanigans out here. Since you drop off there, you could use your whole sea for the drop point. You just can't pick up. I just saw that ship come in. I'm just like watching them now. Yeah, they're moving. Okay. I saw their icon moving around, so I wanted more information. It's a good feeling to be broke again in SC. Yeah. Not here. I was all the way down to like 500 mil, and then I came back to the game with more money again. I was like, son of a... As long as I don't go over 2.5 bill, I'm happy, because if you go over 2.5 billion, you can't use the refineries in game to refine salvage or mining stuff. I found that out the hard way. Putter Panda, what's up? Love your videos. Just got back into STAR-CITIZEN for VR. Ooh. I have a prospector. What type of mining laser would you recommend for some casual mining to get back into it? Hofstede. Hofstede size 1. And with that Hofstede, I would run a Torrent 3. But if you can, bring a little like 1SU store box and throw a Ryger C3 and a Focus 3 and a Surge module in there. Just so that you can swap out those, because the Hofstede size 1 has one module on it. If you want, you know, some real oomph, you could go with the Helix with 2 or the Impact with 2 modules. The Impact size 1 should have 2 modules as well, which gives you a little bit more flexibility to throw like a C3 or a Torrent 3. But on the Hofstede, it's a super, super good head. It's a bit weaker, a little bit, but it speeds up your charge rate and a few other things. It's my favorite support laser, more casual laser. Aside from that, I would think about using an Impact 2 or just going crazy with a Helix. If you run the Helix, I definitely recommend running a Focus 3 module on it, though, to bring that window up a bit. Oh, I just reset my damn calibration. What's up, Lookie? Yes, I am doing some interstellar hauling. I actually was planning to do stellar hauling in Stanton, but I didn't want to leave Levski. I didn't want to deadhead. I didn't want to deadhead to Stanton, so I loaded up with a bunch of master rank missions at Lev to take into Stanton. Oh, damn it, I keep doing that. I keep going out of nav mode, which keeps making me recalibrate. Oh, it's so stupid. No, it's actually, so between 2.5 bill and like 4 bill, you can't use it anything. It's not, it's like a weird glitch in between. So you either can be like over 4 or 6 billion or under 2.5. Because I had 3.6 and I couldn't do anything with it, which is really dumb. Yeah, happy to help, Putter. Really, really great anytime you're mining, especially now, to carry a little store-all container with you if you can. If you can't fit a full 1SU in your prospector, maybe go get a 1/8 and see how much you can fit in that. I've not really messed with those too much, so I don't know how many modules and such you can fit in there. It might be helpful also to get a couple of gadgets, like a Saber and a Bormax. Bormax is really good for reducing instability, and a Saber is really good at reducing resistance. If you got, so if you're going to use a Hofstede, being able to knock out resistance of some larger rocks will be really helpful. So the Saber, S-A-B-I-R gadget will come in really handy. You can find most of this stuff at Levski's refinery. My other favorite refinery is Crew L1, C-R-U-L1 in Crusader system. It's also where you can get the Hemera Quantum Drive. I'm going to say something so often that you guys are just going to remember it. It's so uncanny how maneuverable a whole C is when you're jumping between systems. Because you get like an arbitrary boost to your rates, and it feels like a Connie, and it's very uncomfortable when you're used to flying the whole C. Alright, what else do we also do when we're coming out of wormholes? We never stop. Boost and keep moving. Try to get your ship back up as fast as you can. That's part of general pirate avoidance, because, you know, other ships are going to be looking for you, so you want to try to get up to that high enough speed that it makes it hard for them to catch up to you, while also making sure you're not going to crash anything. So I'm boosting until I'm up to like 400 or 500 meters a second. Alright. Now we're going to have to go to Crusader and to ArcCorp. Just going to go ahead and type it because she's being really floaty at the moment. By Genie is one of our drops, so we're going to go ahead and head that way. And we're going to use quantum route planning on the way there, where we pop in and we see what kind of missions are available from By Genie to maybe Seraphim, because there could be a really meaty mission heading to Seraphim Station. Need to get some more of those Hemeras. Yeah, Hemeras are great, man. Love it. What's your experience over the last 3 days in 4.5 regarding the daily hauling components wear and tear? So that is one of the reasons that I'm actually running the whole seat today, because the last couple of days I've done mining and salvage out of the Reclaimer, so it's time to get back into the hauling. Now, I've done a lot of hauling in the Caterpillar, and wear and tear has pretty much been non-existent. I'm pretty sure, for the most part, wear and tear on components is not in-game right now. Wear and tear on weapons and laser heads seems to be. These actually don't even show any numbers in the broad swords or my attritions. But I'm fairly certain they took out the wear and tear on components because it's not really behaving the way they want it to, so that'll come in a future update. It's just your health of the component that can be affected right now. Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't see any wear and tear. Nobody should. Golem plus Saber is goated. Yeah, the Golem's a great little ship, man. I love using the Golem. I say it a million times, man, but I can't wait for the Ironclad so I can stuff my Salvation and Golem in there and just go crazy. I love it. Being Supreme, I load out on the Golem, Surge, Stampede, and some other modules in Backpack. Bormac, Saber, and sometimes Wavelength. I think the Window plus Gadget. Nice. Yep. There are so many fun combos that you can do. I love that. On my Golem, I typically run a C3 Riger and a Torrent 3. I think Torrent 3 is kind of underrated, especially on the Golem because the charge rate's so slow. The Torrent 3 gives you like a 40% boost to your charge rate. And your charge rate is how fast you can break a rock. It's how fast that green area fills up. So I personally love having a Torrent 3 with me. I actually run on my Mole and the Impact, I run a Focus 3 and a double Torrent 3. So it just like races through that charge window and speeds it up. Willie was Ironclad, hopefully no later than DrakeCon, which I think is in June. I'm not totally sure. Invictus is another possibility. But first half of 2026, it should be coming. Haven't seen anywhere in my whole sea. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Cool, I'm caught up on the comments. Yo, Papa Man, Salo, Wiz, Putter Panda, Doctor, thanks for the follows on Twitch. Appreciate it. I do like that on Meld. I can see when people follow and subscribe. That's really cool. Oh shit, Quantum Route Planning. I had too much fun chatting. Okay, so Quantum Route Planning is simply going in here and seeing what missions are available that are worth taking, and I like the experienced rank. Look at that. Bam! By Genie to Seraphim. Hey! Or no, that's Port Tressler. I'm an idiot. That clearly says Port Tressler. Let's see if we can find one to Seraphim. We'll come back and probably get the one to Tressler later, but Everest to Tressler. So we got two big boys going from one to Tressler, but I think if you take one, it'll change the other. It's another thing. There's some dynamic changes to the missions when you grab them. They don't change the mission you grab. They change, like, your selections, just to be clear. And something I do need to keep my eyes open for is a buddy of mine said that he had an issue where the actual object on his ship changed from, like, I think copper or tin or something to ship ammunition. So let's keep our eyes open on that today, too. See if we have any weird bugs to that degree. And there's not a whole lot of experienced options right now, are there? They're usually around 240k like this. So we got a lot going to Tressler today. This senior mission never works for me. The triple drop-off, triple pickup, I usually avoid it because it's always been broken. Oh, my scroll wheel just stopped working. Well, let's check Interstellars. What do we got? We got the Master Rank missions, which this one goes to the ground. And that just sounds like a lot of time. This would be a pretty good one for the Caterpillar, though. That could be pretty fun. But you're going to 4 different places. Shepherd's Rest, Bueno, Saccharin's Plot. And, I mean, the money, I don't know. I'd make this mission... With all these places you're going to in Pyro, this mission should be over 1 million credits. I'm sorry. These are dangerous places in Pyro. And you're asking a master hauler to drop off... It's not a whole lot of really stuff if you think about it. It is a good chunk, though, in some of these. But hazard pay on top of... Like, this is where we need more depth to cargo, like hazard pay and shit. Because 525k to take all this to Pyro? Get out of here. All the stranger danger spots. Exactly. Tapping the throttle worked? Hell yes. And if it doesn't, if it still says that you're not still, but you know you are, just get out of your seat. Seat check. That's the next step. If the throttle tap doesn't work, seat check. Gallant. Yeah, actually, let me just get this quantum travel set to by Genie. I'll get moving forward and I'll scroll up. No problem. I'll definitely check that out. I still can't get the station to recognize that my hull C is there when it's near the pads. For commodities trading, Wiz? How close do you need to be? Because I can demonstrate how close I get. Oh, I love the Hull C, Swizzy. I'm a big Hull C fan. The Hull C is the bread and butter of my channel. This is actually my ship, the Maggie C. Because she runs away from me a lot. And Maggie Carpenter is the character in The Runaway Bride. Played by Julia Roberts. It was all too fitting. So, this is Maggie, aka Mags. I love this ship. Been using it for quite a while now, since 4.0. Okay, we're getting up to speed. Let me go ahead and scroll up so I can see Gallant's chat that I missed. I'm getting enough of you now that I'm actually missing chats. Kind of exciting. I apologize. By the way, I've been attacked twice at Everest and Seraphim flying a whole sea by some randos, and the station didn't open fire on them. Why does that happen? So the station should be opening fire on them. That's a bug. That's a problem. The station absolutely should be opening fire. Because I don't think anybody can turn off comms near a main port of entry, right? Like an actual station like Everest or Seraphim. That's wild. I've heard of a couple of people being attacked at Seraphim and Everest. I'm fortunate that it hasn't happened to me, but I'm always kind of keep my eyes open just in case. If I got any red hostile contacts when I'm coming into a station, I go into very high alert mode. Swapped over to Twitch because I like the platform better to watch on. Oh, no problem. Oh, you're a shadow from YouTube. Oh, okay, okay. Good to see. And yeah, these are the Master Kovalex missions from Levski into Stanton that I'm working right now. We'll do a little test. What is that? Oh, it's Polaris. Like, God, that thing's huge. Whoop. Don't want to be targeting people. There we go. Alright. I will demonstrate. Because hopefully they didn't change the distances that you can work with here. So these are the pads at Bygenie, for example. I'll show you exactly what I do when I'm doing commodities trading, and hopefully this works. So anybody who does commodities and is looking for, like, how to avoid docking collars and how to get work orders to your ship, this is what you do. As long as it works. Hopefully it works. So I'm going to do the pad first, and then we'll mess with the external freight elevators. So there's already a Polaris right down there, too. I'm going to be a little careful. Jeez, that guy's flying. Oh, yeah, we're in a really busy shard. I don't usually do this in a really busy shard. This could be an interesting experience. We have like over 500 people in this server, so Everest Harbor is going to be popping. I'm suddenly a little nervous.
Contact received.
Alright, yep, there's a Hawk here. No, a Cuddy. What is this Cuddy doing? Station does not appear to be attacking him. Shields are full. I can't go any higher. We got players engaging, though. Let's see if this kind of resolves itself. Alright, that Cuddy's turning to engage. This just got interesting. What's up, Beelzebub? We'll see how the whole sea loop is. I'm just watching this. This Cuddy is engaging a player, and the station doesn't seem to do anything. He's getting hit hard, though. Hell yeah. I think there's a couple of players on him now. Yeah, baby! Look at the justice. Something is freaking drilling him. Oh, that's a beautiful sight. The good people of Stanton. Actually, I think the station's attacking him now. Oh, he's screwed. Okay, cool. Back to what we were doing. The station is attacking now. It was just very delayed for some reason. Which isn't ideal. Polaris is getting moving. That Cuddy's getting eaten alive. Yeah, always good to be super careful. And if you're ever going to do what I'm about to do, make sure that you, Why aren't my power pips responding to me? If you're ever going to do what I'm about to do, make sure your shields are up and you keep your doors closed. Don't take any chances. I'm just trying to get a little closer here. This ship is moving really slow right now because we're very heavy. About here should be okay. Alright. So we're just trying to be close enough to get registered by the station for offload. And this is usually where I park. Just kind of off to the side. Close enough that EVAing isn't a total chore. Again, shields up. I'm going to make sure I've actually got all power to shields that I can, because my stick wasn't responding for some reason.
Shield off.
Weird. There it is. That's what I needed. It's like, why am I not getting those extra pips? All right. Okay, let's see. I'm going to stay caught up on the chat here. Oh, and actually, while we're in there, maybe we can grab some tractor rifles and shit. That's what I needed to get while we were here. One more. I'll probably get 2 tractor rifles. One more for here. And probably 3 SRTs. Okay, let's open up. Cutlass taken care of, sir. Oh, Cap Marks, are you in the server? What's up, buddy? Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. It is a gorgeous thing to see the citizens of the verse come to aid folks. Love it, love it, love it. Daggum, that's how close I parked, and the station doesn't see me. I'll keep trying. Well, it might not see me. I haven't done this in a while, so we'll check. That's why I wanted to do this test, because I also want to see for myself. That way, if it has changed, I can let people know, because I don't want to tell them to do what I told you to do if it doesn't work. So, had no idea I was. That's so cool. Now that the year is pretty much over, how do you think this year went? Actually, you know, that's a really good question. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments. But I think that overall, this year of Star Citizen's been pretty badass. We've had a couple of, you know, bug issues and hiccups. The whole C, in my opinion, has been really good this year. Has gotten better, gotten more usable, more consistent. Not everybody's had that experience, but once they've kind of learned a lot of the tips and workarounds, they seem to have had a better time with it. We've gotten like 27 new ships this year. We got another system, Nyx. I mean, without sounding too crazy, I think that this was a slamming year. I was the Gladiator that zoomed over the Polaris and spotted the Cutlass just as you talked about it. Oh, that's wicked. I saw the Gladiator because I initially thought the Gladiator might be the enemy. I locked on to you just because I was just checking the area, and then I saw the Cutty. That is so cool. Well, thank you so much for being an amazing citizen and defending the good people around Hurston. All right, where's that frickin' SRT? There it is. I hate that these SRTs are not at words. I hate that they're not where the max lifts are, in the cargo centers and the refineries. You can only find these frickin' Cambio SRT rifles at Platinum Bay, as far as I know. Super dumb. Also, guys, you have 2 different canisters here. This might be really obvious to some people. Wasn't to good old dummy me here. 275 ones, these are full. You can buy full canisters. 175s are empty. Probably good to have a little bit of both, just so you can bring some extras to fill up on ships that you salvage. But yeah, didn't know that until I finally realized that there were 2 different ones. We're here for the admin terminal. Sorry. Okay, let's see. I should be upstairs, I think. Costco has SRT. Which store? You did say that. I remember you saying that. SE just released a year recap video. Oh, I need to watch that. That'd be cool. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Uh-oh. Okay, they might have changed proximity. I don't see the whole sea. All right. Shadow, you are onto something, my friend. Time to do an external freight elevator test. Most dumper depots have it too. See, dumpers depots make sense. That makes sense. But I feel like it should also be at cargo centers and refineries. Like, I feel like that's a real big miss. I'm going the wrong way. I'm getting lost. Dumper depot, though, that makes perfect sense. Omega Pro. Oh, wow. Huh. Well, yeah, I guess Omega is basically like a super platinum bay, so I'm not surprised. Wonder if you have to be landed now. What's up, Lisa? I'm not sure. We're going to find out, though. Let's head to the cargo center and get those tractor rifles I want real quick. Yeah, the canister things are weird. I use the J method, where you hit J and you scroll and click on a new one. Might be a little clunky, but that's how I've gotten around it. Because all you have to do is have them in your inventory. You don't have to have them like on your ammo belt in that case. I'm always so nervous too, because we're in here doing this and I'm like, my ship could be blown up for all I know. We'll get 2 more tractor rifles. Actually, let's get 1 more. I'll put that in the storage. Really hope nothing does happen to the whole sea today, because we're going to lose a lot of goodies. I like to keep my whole sea actually stocked up. I try not to do too much like claiming of ships, because I like to actually keep gear in my ships. Well, again, I docked, and then it takes the whole C and spawns you back in a large hangar with spindles out. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's a problem. Thank you, my friend. All right, let's go back to the hangars. How can you tell in J menu which is empty and which is full? Honestly, by just clicking on it. I'll kind of show you how I do it. I scroll through and I click on it, and you'll see on the bottom right where it shows your ammo cap whether or not you've got 100% or if it's empty. And it's been, again, it's a clunky way of doing it, but it's been my method. I think we're at pad 2 if I remember correctly, so that's also another thing. Pay attention to which pad you landed at. Oh, Captain Marks, what's up? Good to see you. I kind of had a feeling because of how you were looking back and stuff. All right, hull C is not under attack, so that's a good sign. Mags is safe. Let's try the external freight elevator proximity. Let's see if that makes it better. Because I definitely don't want to dock the hull C. That's a nightmare right now. Oh yeah, land on the cargo fins to refuel. As long as you are careful, you can use the landing tab to refuel, but if you try that instead of cargo grid. Yeah, that's what I figured, that you were the one in the elevator with me. That's awesome. Alright, let's get this closed. Yep. That is one of my poisons. I love me. The silver ice is my favorite, but the sugar-free fruit punch is my secondary go-to on the Rockstar front. Oh, damn it. I did the thing that I always do. I'm an idiot. I gotta go back in and move the stuff to my personal inventory. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Yeah, I was even closer than you were. Roughly 50 feet from the ship to the pad. Still didn't see it. Yeah, okay. So that's changed, guys. We used to be able to park just like this to do commodities trading. And apparently, that's not a thing anymore. They're being mean to commodities traders. I might not be a commodities person. I did. Yeah. I pushed the button on the way out. I got you. But good looking out, my friend. Good looking out. Thank you. I gotta go back to the freaking storage terminal and get the stuff I just bought. Because I'm dumb. Yeah, I know, I'm so used to... I always wait for the seal to fully open. And then I close from the inside as I jump out. But I'll typically EVA and turn around and look at it to make sure. Papa Man. Yo, quick one. I was mining in my prospect yesterday with 3 times when I broke a rock. It killed me. I'm running the helix and the rock wasn't overcharged or anything. Thought it was a glitch. So, there's always the chance it might be a glitch. But also the helix, I'm pretty sure the helix has an increase to shatter damage. So even not overcharging, some rocks are volatile or energetic enough to do damage. So careful with that. I would look, I haven't checked the helix in a while to see if it's still the case. But, yeah, shatter damage is a thing. Shatter damage being increased by some heads. Alright. Ooh, wow, yeah, I can't. Damn, I bought 41? I didn't mean to buy that many. Holy cow. Should bring 10 with us. That is too many. Alright, how many of these can I carry in here? Okay, we're doing good. Do that. Can I get one more? Yes! Can I get this one here? No, I can't. Damn. Alright, we'll just bring the 2. That's fine. We got the 1 on us and the 2. These will stay here. This will all go in the whole C. Oh no, every component and weapon on my C2 is deleted. Wait, hang on. Don't do anything, Sir Jake. Are you at Levski by any chance? Because just exit from your Moby Glass, go back in and select your C2 again. Because that's a very common thing where they'll all appear to be empty, and they're not. Oh, I'm glad I can help you out, Papa. That's a good time to go mining. But yeah, sometimes some materials, especially like Quantanium, the newer valuable stuff, like shatter damage will knock modules off your ship, all kinds of stuff. So another tactic that I'll use to avoid that is if I know I've got a good fracture, if you're in the Prospector or the Golem, I will aft throttle and back away as it's powering the final break of the rock. Just to make sure I get more distance and don't get hit by the blast radius, because sometimes it'll end your session. But Genie won't let me out. Oh no! Oh yeah, we are at Genie. I said Everest earlier. Alright. So, no! Oh, damn it. Okay, I think I got rid of it. Sometimes when you equip like that, it'll drop a gun through the universe, which is really annoying. I'm just trying to put these in here. Wait, did it not go to my back? Are you being annoying? Oh, it's there. Oh, is this considered armistice, so I can't pull out the SRT? Okay, we'll do it during quantum, I guess. Have you tried hitting him with a belt? What do you think with the update in 4.5, the M2 for hauling, and its updated shield and damage resistance instead of C2? So, it is very promising, but I think it's up to the person being willing to give up that cargo grid space, because it's, if I'm right, isn't it that you lose height, like stacking tall in the M2 versus the C2? Personally, with that increased armor, the M2 is a very alluring ship. I have one myself. Wait a minute. Put this here. Okay, yeah, we got the 2, and then the extra 1. I might have to get more med pens and stuff, but that's fine. Alright. So, fixed data freak, good to see in the chat, by the way, is not really the word I would ever use for hauling. It functions. It works. Okay, here we go. Let's continue our little experiment there. We're doing a lot today. This is fun. I apologize if I do miss anybody in the chat. This is kind of a good problem to have. I'm getting enough people interacting that it can be tough to keep up, which is great. Have you looked into the Tesla insurance down where you're at? So, man, I wish I would have Tesla insurance if it was available here, but not in Florida, unfortunately. At least not yet. I need to check, but last I checked, it's not here yet. Otherwise, I'd absolutely have it 100%. All right, time to head toward the cargo grid. I'm going to assume that might be Captain or another buddy near us, which is totally fine. Let's head down to the external freight elevators. Whoa, we're compensating a little bit. Let's spin back. Felix, what's up? Hello, good to see you in the chat, man. How you doing? I like the M2 a lot. I don't normally fill up my C2 all the way, so I don't really notice a difference. There you go. Exactly. That's kind of the deciding factor, I would guess. Let's see, actually, while we're here. We're going to wait till we get to the end, because this is a very busy station. Oh, I'm causing tick down because I'm in the obstruction zone, which isn't good, because it does not reset. I'm glad we have some extra time, but that can be a problem. See, it's still counting down. We're going to go to the back to call the grid to see if we can get an offload. We don't have any pickups here, but we'll see if it actually takes everything we need it to. Probably me drifting, can't type and fly at the same time. I know that feeling. Need to make sure my velocity indicator's not pointing at anything solid. What's up, Gallant? I see that request. Hopefully this works. I might have to add you back on Spectrum. Alright, now that we're behind it, let's call our landing grid. I noticed that the vocal ATC is gone for hauling, it appears. The interstellar one in Levski worked, but I'm not getting the vocals at these other stations anymore. There we go. There's our grid. So we're going to do this offload first, and then we will see about the commodities trading, if we can do it from being next to these external freight elevators. 4.5, it's all gone. Yeah, it was kind of cool. I mean, it got repetitive and annoying, so I can understand why they probably took it out for a little while. I hope it comes back soon. I met Levski, stored it, and they all came back. Yes! Okay, good. Sorry, I saw that, Jake. Yeah, so that glitch, guys, will happen a lot, where it's like all of your components disappeared. The one thing you do not want to do is put a component on that ship and save it, because then you will actually eat all the components that you technically do have on that ship that were just not showing up. So just back out of the mobi-glass and then go back in. Don't freak out. It happens. It's annoying, but your components are still there. All right, I'm going to see if this actually does trigger an offload. We might have to do a seat check. I'm just trying to make sure we're not moving. We're going to do all the checks. We're going to look at our grid. And we are still... All right, so I'm going to get out of my seat now. Let's see if the grid starts to disappear on us. There it goes. It's disappearing. So seat check worked. We'll have to check which mission just pulled some stuff. Because, yeah, there's a lot of stuff missing now. Oh, it's still pulling stuff. Awesome. I watched your Twitch stream and just switched to YouTube to see if an issue was me or not. Hey, does anybody on Twitch see that the stream's still running? Hopefully we're not having too much issue. Okay, hopefully it reflects that everything is gone. Wait a minute. Oh, we have Everest as a drop-off now, too? I didn't realize that. Oh, yeah, we are going to Everest. Wicked. Okay. It didn't take all the copper, apparently, so we will see what happened there. And it took almost all of the hydrogen. Okay, cool. So let's hit the external freight elevator to do the rest and to check on the commodities stuff. Just gonna pop down. There it is. We shouldn't have any issues sitting down here. It's right in front of it. I'm gonna go too fast when you're loaded up. It could be a bad day. Okay. I go external just to see how close I'm getting because I don't want to smack into it or anything. That should be good right there. We're going to double check to make sure we don't have that hydrogen and stuff still on board. And there have been a lot more hostile players over ArcCorp since 4.5 for some reason. Yeah, it's kind of broke my normal pattern. I mean, this server only had, or the shard rather, only had about 200 people when I first came in. Man, I cannot pull out my cameo at all. So I guess it's fully armistice protected. Tractor rifle should work. I guess I'll retract this for now. We'll store the cameos once we're able to. Sorry, I just need to restart the Twitch app. Oh, okay, no worries. Thanks for anybody who's helping, let me know if Twitch or YouTube starts to act up and stuff, because with Meld, it's a little easier to, like, restart things. Alright, that's closing now. We're going to make sure we're looking good. Okay. So, let's see. Let me actually track the missions. I think it was hydrogen and copper, right? That's what was not showing as dropped off properly. We'll track this one first. I don't want to bump into that. Alright, so copper. Yeah, here we go. We got some copper here. Let's see. If it doesn't want it, it will yell at us. Let's actually do a little math, too. I might get a little sidetracked keeping up with chat while doing all this cargo stuff as well. So if I miss a comment, just let me know or ask again. I'll catch and interact as I can. Still running. Okay, good. Grim Wraith, what's up? Wait, I thought they got rid of the autoload boxes. No. Yeah, see, unfortunately, that was just a really bad rumor that got perpetuated by somebody. I don't know who. Autoloading and external freight elevators are both active, and autoloading's not going away. In fact, eventually, it's going to get fleshed out to the point to where there's supposed to be like visual drones grabbing cargo, but maybe you have to pay for autoload. I don't know. There's a lot of cool options for it in the future, but autoloading is here to stay. All right, let's see. 192. I could probably do this math in my head, but I don't really want to. 48 divided by, what is that, a 24? So it should just be two boxes, actually. Oh, yeah. The last 2 boxes that are on the ship. Really? By Genie? You couldn't just take these 2 boxes of copper? What the hell? See, this is one of the reasons that the external freight elevator... Blah. Too fast. This is one of the reasons the external freight elevators are awesome, though, is because if autoload goofs like it did, we're good. Because we can just do it ourselves and get the credit for the mission. And it only missed 2 boxes there, so that's great. The other one, though, is this one. 192 minus 168. My brain's already doing too much, so it's 20. It should just be a single hydrogen. A single hydrogen got left behind. Look at that. There it is. I don't know why, but there it is. So I'm lost. To unload, you don't have a box, but for loading, you have the box. Oh, yeah, no, I think you got caught up. Yeah, no. So we did offload. If you go back in the video, you'll see that most of it came off, but it said complete, and yet there was still some cargo left over. So I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. So I just kind of flew down a little bit to the external elevator to do the rest, which it only missed 3 boxes. So these should give me green across the board here. Hell yeah. So confirm, send that down, and we should get credit for 2 missions. Now what we're going to do is run in and check on the commodities option again to see... Hang on, make sure... I closed that, right? Yeah, it's closed. Okay. Yep, exactly. We're going to go check and see. There we go. Objective complete. Bam! That should be 2 missions done. EFEs for the win. So we still gotta go to Seraphim and Everest for the master rank missions from Levski. But let's go see if the admin terminal sees the whole sea for the commodity side of things. They say they lowered the payout. So yeah, I hear that quite a bit.
All cargo accounted for. You'd be surprised how many delivery pilots can't seem to manage the delivery part. I could use a dozen more contractors like you.
Listen to
I'll
her.
make sure your payment gets sent through.
She's throwing shade at the player base. I love that. I don't know if anybody caught that Easter egg. So you'd be surprised how many people can't handle the delivery part. It's almost like jokingly acknowledging that cargo for a long time has been a problem and been kind of broken. I love the little bits of humor that you'll hear in the vocals in this game. Just maxed out Master with Kovalex. Hell yeah, welcome to it. You sound like you're East Coast. Oh, you got me. Yep, I'm in Florida. I feel attacked. Alright, let's see. Damn, really? So they're forcing us to dock? Ah, shit, guys. Okay, if this is the case, then I honestly gotta say, can you collapse your ship with cargo? Because I know it's immersion breaking, and I don't do it myself because it's just weird to me. But if it's the only way, if docking is broken, then honestly, I'd try to collapse your ship with cargo on it. It shouldn't break. Nothing should blow up. It should be totally fine. If it does, I will throw you the money for the cargo you lost with interest. Just let me know. But if you can collapse your ship, I would do that and then dock. That way, when you call it in your hangar, it's closed and you can take off. But yeah, that's dumb. Let me have drones and NPC crew, and my wallet is yours, Chris Robinson. Exactly. All right. External freight elevator. I didn't look at the number we're at. I think it's 8. I think we're at 8. I do remember saying a number 8. Let's try that. So yeah, you have to be landed now properly for commodities trading to register a whole sea. I feel like they're kind of attacking us a little bit. So if I want to fight rude nerds, I should head to ArcCorp. Yeah, buddy. Come get them. There's plenty. Well, I haven't seen any more combat yet, but Cap Marks and a couple other guys handled that cuddy real quick. Or maybe it was a station plus Cap Marks hitting it. Sticking it to you. What's up? Yeah, if you get force docked or anything, just make sure if you're in the whole sea that you close her up, because it's a pain in the ass, man. Oh, what a bummer. All right, we'll head to Everest first, which is kind of like shipping hell, especially in a full server like this. But so far, we haven't had anything preventing us from, you know, completing missions. And man, we're lighter now. Woo, we lost some weight. Beautiful. Okay, setting course for Everest Harbor. Totally normal for the game to kind of freeze a little bit as it sort of wakes up there. Alright. OM2, that doesn't sound dangerous at all. Have we seen any pirating around ArcCorp, or is it mostly just people getting into combat? Alright. All you gotta do is basically nail a ship's power plant with ballistics and you take them out fast. To what ship does the ATLS work good while hauling? The C2, as well as the Asgard. What else, guys? Help me out here. The Star-Lancer. I'm pretty sure people like using the ATLS with the Star-Lancer. C2, M2, Star-Lancer, Asgard, Raft. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because can't you actually grid the ATLS to the Raft? Well, I'm pretty sure that's a thing now. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I wanted to. TS2's too fast, man. We're gonna get to Hurston before I can finish this. I want to put my Cambio rifles away. I was in a sea once, so maybe piracy. Yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering if anybody was just getting attacked, or people were like asking for money, like proper pirates, or just murderous. Moidus. Okay, there we go. Now I can actually stash these. Let's hit J. Let's throw a canister in. Whoop. Oh, we just came out of quantum. I felt it. Hang on. Is this canister? Yeah, there we go. It clicked. That should show 100%. There it is. So we'll hit J, and we will store it. And then the next one. Hit J. Whoop. Hang on. 2. J. Scroll back. Click. And it should say 100%. There it is. Oh, it's behind me. Sorry, guys. 100% right here. That's what we're looking at. That part. Okay. And then we'll store it. Okay, I'm hearing weird sounds outside. I don't think... What the fuck? Alright, Star Citizen. I wanted to put that away. There we go. That looks good. Alright, store it. Ha! Let's go. I have a raft in a C1. Oh, damn. Are we night side? Where are we right now? Oh, we're just night side of the planet. Creepy. Alright. Oop. Other way. Yeah, Kaya, I haven't really felt the need to use one either. Granted, I've never really been all that super attached to the ATLS. I have used it in the C2, and I've seen its value. But the time it takes to get it out and move it around, I'm usually kind of already done doing what I'm doing.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
And yeah, Smith, I'm not sure if that is still a good thing to do with the ATLS. It's a good question. Alright, so my normal strategy, like you guys probably know if you've watched me for a while, is to blast towards the back end of the cargo grid. We are coming in fast, too. I probably am not going to go too much faster than this. We'll go ahead and stop like that. Let's take a peek ahead of us. We want to make sure we're not going to hit anything. I see the drone areas. Everything looks fine. We got another whole sea out here. Hopefully they don't randomly start backing up. That could be a bad day. Okay, if we go right there, we should miss everything. So now we're going to turn and burn. Someone just rammed into Levski at Mach fucking LC. Jesus. Oh, no. I'm so sorry to hear that. Ooh. Oh, that was my map that moved. That was weird. Alright. So we should be good to punch it right about now. Canterbury style, baby. Let's go ahead and call that grid as we're passing. You'll be able to tell the experienced whole seat pilots as they come in fucking crazy backwards to slow down. We hit the thrust a little late, admittedly. But I usually do, because I want to make sure I'm all the way past the cargo area so I get the farthest grid away from the residential area. Because it's always been more reliable to me. Again, shout out to my org mate Obsidian for figuring that out a couple patches back. Data freak, I'm that guy. Yes. Wait, how'd you do the reverse cam? I've never seen that. So it's a keybind. I have it on my stick. It should be under your cockpit menu. It's just simply look behind. And you can bind that to whatever you want. Super useful to make sure that you're not going right at something. Once we get stopped, I'll show you where the option is for anybody who's curious. Let's see if we actually get all of our cargo off here. So coupled. Looks like we're still. Did we bounce a little bit? Nope. And there it goes. Alright, so options, key bindings, advanced controls, cockpit, not cockpit, view, not view, seats and operator? There it is, seats and operator, look behind. Very top menu, third one down, look behind. I think I have it bound to the comma button. I don't know if that's a default bind or I did that, but it's also on my stick. Alright, 72 out of 96 Mercury delivered. So yeah, we're going to have to hit the external freight elevators again to finish this off. But that's totally cool, because they're going to be right here next to us. Okay, yeah, we're moving a lot faster now, because she's nice and empty. Just come right down here in front of the elevator to get the rest out. This is what I would call like multi-dimensional or dynamic hull C use. I gotta get used to how close this looks. So that other grid popped up behind us, but it's fine. We don't need it. So yeah, I'm kind of getting an idea. All right. Trying to get used to my proximity. Wait, are my shields up? Hang on, need to make sure. Let's make sure. This made a mantis jump out from Bygenie, was hostile and attacking another hull C. It did jump in the direction of Hurston, so keep an eye out. Thank you, Captain Marks. I appreciate that. We'll go shields up for sure. A mantis is going to struggle to get through the parapets. Alright. Shields up. Does Grimhex have auto-loading? No, it doesn't, unfortunately. That would be some risky, some ballsy offloading externally at Grimhex. But no. The only stations that have auto-loading in Stanton are your main ports, Bygenie, Everest, Tressler, Seraphim, and then your gateways, Pyronix and Stanton. Or, sorry, Pyronix and Terra, technically, I think. We're in Stanton, so it's not Stanton Gateway. Alright, yeah, this is what I normally do. I wait for that seal to fully expand, and then I just hit this and jump out. And then I'll usually kind of look back like that, since you can float away. Just make sure she's closing up. Whoop! Run right into the freaking platform. A little too fast. Do I have my tractor rifle? I don't. I forgot to grab it. Damn. Alright. So we're going to bring the elevator up, which also, guys, I did notice in the PTU and Pyro that I had some issue with putting cargo on a grid and then touching the terminal and it disappearing. So it might be safer when you're doing this sort of stuff to just touch the panel first to sort of claim it before you start messing with cargo. Could save you some trouble. It will, but I just worry if it has friends and will try and trap your other cargo ships in the interdiction device. Yeah, it could. Be kind of a massive waste of time for them. Alright, mercury. That's pressurized ice. Tungsten. Laranite. Oh, did it eat the mercury? It might have. This might just be an incomplete contract, because it might have ate the mercury. Oh, wait, nope, there it is. That's 24. That's exactly what's left over. Alright. Is there any other mission we're missing here? I appreciate the heads up, Captain. We're not going to take too long here, just in case that's the case. Just in case that's the case. Okay, yep, that's everything here. Now we just got to go to Seraphim. So we'll head down, send this up, and get on to Seraphim Station. And then we can kind of mess with... I'll let you guys decide if we do Interstellar into Pyro or... hit some stuff around Stanton. Alright. There we go. Feels good to have the mags hooked up the way I want her with the 2 Cambia rifles and 2 extra tractor rifles. Because you never know when you might end up losing yours, or if you got a buddy with you and you're like, yeah, don't worry if you don't have a rifle. There's some in the weapons locker at the entrance. It's fitting. Alright, there's another Master Rank mission done. I can't believe how low the payout is, honestly, for the Interstellar from Levski to Stanton.
Sorry, been juggling a lot of things, but saw that you got everything delivered. I swear I thought you just launched. It's been a day. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, job's done, so I'll get...
That's like the first in-game NPC voice acting that actually makes you think, like, ah, she's a cutie. They did a good job with her acting. I hope we see that level of detail with all the others, like the strict and kind of mean Hurston dude, the upbeat Microtech. I stepped away to the commodity trading loading work. So unfortunately, no, not with being outside of external freight elevators or being next to the pad. So my advice, since docking in the whole sea expanded is basically broken, you're gonna kind of have to cheese the system and close your whole sea with the cargo. Typically you can, and usually it doesn't have any consequence. It's just a visual anomaly, to put it one way. Like, I think it's really dumb to do it, but if you don't have any other option, because docking isn't working consistently, then you kind of have to. So that's what I would do. I would not dock the whole sea without it closed, just to avoid it spawning in your hangar, spindles extended, because that never ends well. The bottom spindle's usually stuck in the hangar floor, and your ship gets purpled and destroyed. And if you're doing commodities trading, you just lost all the cargo you spent money on. No bueno. No bueno. That voice actor sounds like Dominic Tipper. I'll have to look that up, actually. So you got me curious. Whoever did L's voice acting for Kovalix, props to them at with the team. I don't know, it would be their lore team or their acting team. I don't know how you would classify it. Oh, shit. I should know who Dominic Tipper is. Yeah, okay. You're totally right. I see it. I totally see it. If she just had the Belter accent a little bit, it'd be friggin' perfect. Never really do industrial gameplay myself, but I love your stream, man. Just super chill. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you like it, Cadros. Hope you're having a good time. If you ever have any questions or want to get into it, it's a fun time. It's a great community. I feel like it's kind of an underserved community in a lot of ways, because it's not as like immediately as exciting probably to most gamers as like combat or FPS stuff or whatever else, but yeah, I love it. Whether it's salvage, mining, hauling, it's a good time. And I get to chill with all you wonderful folks as we mess with this ship that can be a real pain in the ass sometimes, and then other times, a lot of fun to fly. I randomly have size 3 broadsword cannons on it too, just because. We're heading to Seraphim to finish this last master rank Kovalix mission from Levski, and then kind of do whatever after that. Yep, Pyro stations do have EFEs, Stag. They're going to be at Ruin, Obituary, Checkmate, Gaslight, and Megumi Refueling. And I think now, maybe we'll do that. We'll take an interstellar mission into Pyro so we can check the gateways to see if they got the EFE update. Because in 4.4, they didn't. At least none of the ones I saw. Maybe I was blind. So maybe that might be a good idea. Or, oh, we can also check Dead Saints. Trial cargo haul, Tisa to Pyro 6. Damn, I have to open up Dead Saints. I haven't done it on. I forgot that was the PTU that I got Dead Saints. All right, let's see Redwind. Redwind should have a couple that are whole sea capable. By Genie to Ruin Station. There it is. Bam. We'll take that one. And Tressler to Ruin Station. Yeah, why not? We'll do those two next. That's usually it for Redwind out of Stanton, is just the two that are whole sea capable at least, because the other ones are ground drop-offs. Yeah, Brios Breaker to Buena Ravine, and yeah, the big one to Kennard and Jackson Swap. So, cool. Yeah, Ruin Station is basically it seems to be the Everest Harbor of Pyro. It's like the hauling hub, like pick up and drop off. Ruin Station's badass too. It's sitting in the ring of Terminus, which, I don't know, it's always really cool in my opinion to have a planet with a ring system around it. I hope a future planet has a double ring system. You know what I mean? Like Treasure Planet. Oh, that would be the sickest shit ever. I would love that. Commander Jackal, what's up? Any clue what the deal is with docking at the refinery stations in the Reclaimer for this patch? Ooh, so I have not done a whole lot of Reclaimer stuff yet. I did successfully dock at Levski, which was nice. It was my portside docking collar, the first time I'd ever docked the Reclaimer. So I gotta do more with the Reclaimer. I don't know. Does anybody in the chat have a lot of time in the Reclaimer in this patch with refinery stuff? What's going on there? None of the whole seas docking problems are a real pain in the ass. On Wednesday's live stream, I actually planned for it to be a Reclaimer day. It's going to be a salvage stream. It's kind of fun. I'm starting to see I can do like a hauling, salvage, mining. Oh, does that sound kind of cool? Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Just randomly thought of that, but that might be fun. No refinery yet, but you can refine while stored. Whoa. Somebody's here. Who's that? Oh, there's a clipper going in. Let's see, where's our cargo section? Should be, there it is. Right there, looking good. If I had to guess, we're going to do partial offload auto and finish it manual like we have been. refinery stations in the reclaimer. So are you talking about, just to make sure, just be checking things for you. No need to unload. No refinery yet, but you can refine while stored. Oh, okay, I got you now, I got you. So basically like the same way that you would be functioning a mole and stuff. Thank you, Data Freak, for helping out there. That is appreciated. The ATLS goes on the raft just fine, but to take it off, you have to use the raft's tractor beam until it drops. Then the raft will walk it back, moving it with the tractor beam to make it snap back. Interesting. Thank you for doing the test. That sounds kind of like a little bit of a pain in the ass. Oh, and real quick, thank you for the follow, guys. Black Dawn, Grim, Lone Star Fell, Insurrection, Dan Dinoco. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you.
Thanks for contacting Cargo Services, checking for an open slot.
We got ATC here.
Cargo Services, let me see what we got.
Give me a deck assignment, woman.
Thanks for contacting Cargo Services, checking for an open slot. Okay,
there we
here's
go.
Your deck assignment.
You are clear to launch.
Interesting, EJ.
I'm tracking
Yeah,
you.
I do.
Go
I do
ahead,
too.
get into
This voice actor is awesome too. I hope we get a little variety because she's the same at every station, as far as the ATC cargo person. But for now, love her. She's great. What do you guys think she should be? Like, if you had to put her on a station, which station should this actress do her vocals at? Kind of feels like a Hurston attitude to me. They should source ATC voices from the community. That would be cool. That would be cool. All right, let's do a seat check because we're not getting any response. Yeah, I'm thinking Everest. She's got that Everest-tude for sure. And did that... Oh, I heard ticking, so something happened. There it is. Yeah, seat check worked. We're offloading. Is everything going to go? Come on, come on. You can... Ah, almost. Oh, no, it did. It did. It took it all. Holy shit. Sorry, I got really excited there because I just saw it all falling off of our mission tracker. Well, good stuff. Mission complete at Seraphim. Let's push on to, what is it? Everest and Bygenie, I believe. Tressler and Bygenie into Pyro. So we should do Tressler first and circle back to Bygenie since Pyro Station's closer to Bygenie. Now these we should be able to completely do with auto load.
Al here. Thanks for doing that run. Everything looks good.
Is that all you got for me, Al? Oh, it sounds like her vocals cut off because I saw her mouth still moving, so we had a little bit of an issue there. It just makes the game feel so much more alive when you've got all the vocals. I really like that. Yeah, Everest. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing all the same ideas.
Quantum travel complete.
Alright. Microtech, here we come. And we've barely dipped into our fuel. Actually, we've used a good bit. We've used about 3.6 million. I get TSA vibes from her. Yeah. And I know. It's basically what they kind of are in a way. What, like customs, I guess? Yeah, I guess it'd be kind of like customs. ATC / customs. Because not really air traffic. Well, it is air traffic control. Because she's guiding air traffic. Well, space traffic. STC? STC, ship traffic control? I don't know. It'd be nice if stations had multiple, and so every now and then you'd hear your favorite. Yeah, there you go. That's a pretty cool idea. It probably wouldn't be too hard, at least from a practical implication standpoint, to do like 5 different people, or maybe even like 4 different people for each station, and it's like they work in shifts. Like 4 8-hour shifts. Yeah, there you go. That works. Like you'd have, depending on the time of day or whatever. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, they could honestly just randomize it, but you could just imagine that, like, oh, you're working today. That's cool. That'd be a lot of fun. Imagine if you had to occasionally submit to STAR-CYWL. Well, you know, when you're going through the planetary, like Riker or Tisa, New Babbage, they have their customs areas that you go through that look like body scanners and guards. I wonder if at some point there will be like a little scanning process. Or like if you're running through with some dirty goods in your backpack and security randomly does spot checks and stops you, you could get a crime stat. I think that'd be pretty cool. That'd be fun. Maybe even give them a bit more personality, like being flirty. Yeah, that'd be fun, depending on who it, like, I would say, so flirty, that'd be Microtech. That'd be one of the New Babbage people, because they just kind of have that, like, business flirt mindset. Maybe Seraphim. To me, or I should say Port Tressler and Seraphim. I think Arc Corp and Hurston, so Bygenie and Everest would be a little bit more rough and to the point. This is just my opinions. I'm just completely subjectively. New bad bitch. That's awesome. I love that. That's good stuff. Alright. What's up, Nomads? Epidemic? Or Ape Medic? Ape Medic? Is that how you say it? And Jens Larson. Good to see you guys. So, on our way out as well, we'll check Pyro Gateway for EFEs. And then when we cross into Pyro, we'll check Stanton Gateway for EFEs. Because if they have them, then all of them should have them. Because we got to hit up Tressler and then Bygenie, and then we're going to be heading to Ruin Station. I like the Ruin, or the Pyro cargo aesthetic. It's pretty cool.
Quantum travel complete.
Gotta love that cooldown rate.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Damn, we're gonna hit 2 orbital nodes. Alright, let's see if we got ATC here, because we didn't at Bygenie or Everest. Seraphim's the only one that triggered the ATC voice acting. The pyro aesthetic is running waste in the back of a shiv. Throw it and loose, yep. Yeah, exactly. I think you nailed it, Kaya. Right on the money. And again, this has all been in a really popular server today. Oh, wow. Server FPS in this area is down to 10. So the whole C's doing pretty well for 572 people in the shard at 10 server FPS. That's it's pretty gnarly. Alright, let's get to our little tiny itty bitty cargo grid here. Pick this up. 288 hydrogen, 96 and 40. There should be a good chunk. We're empty, so we'll go ahead and get in here hot. I'm always using my scanner, kind of like a sonar bounce, like in Subnautica, just to see where the station's at, to see where all the little turrets and all are. Always making sure my velocity indicator is not pointing at something that is going to end my session. Alright, time to slow down. Let's call that grid.
Cargo services. Let me see what we got.
Wow, that happened fast. See, that's the benefit of making sure your grid or your velocity indicator is not pointing anywhere dangerous, because you can kind of turn around and not worry about smashing anything. So another thing that I do, I'm holding space brake while I rotate so that my velocity indicator does not move. All I'm doing is slowing down or speeding up, because you don't want it to shift under throttle and then it end up putting you right into like a station turret or something. That is not good. Thoughts on the BD and E SU changes? I'm excited. It feels more realistic. I agree. However, Double the D and E.
Welcome to the loading
It's my only
area.
critique.
If
Just
you
double
get
it.
into position, we can get started.
7 and 12 isn't bad. And I know it's about managing server load, performance, and just the ridiculousness that would be 96,000 SCU. But I think if you can double both,
Right.
roughly.
Cargo's
So-
being transferred.
I would say anywhere between 10 to... Actually, make the E the whole D's capacity, and then just, like, basically double the whole E. Or make it around 20. 20 to 24K. I think that'd be perfect, honestly. I think it measures up to the mass, like, the expectations of the E, without being overly insane. Alright, so everything should be on the forward spindles, which is perfect, because this next mission should all load on the aft spindles. I am going to call it one more time, though, just to make sure. I think we're probably good. I've had an issue before of not grabbing everything, though, so we're going to do a little inventory check before we actually really leave. So we're going to float about 10 meters per second in this general direction while we double check our boxes, which is kind of tough in the dark, but we're going to try it anyway. So our total cargo count is 288 plus 96
Thank you.
plus 40,
Please visit
so
again.
424.
Thanks
That's
for
about right.
contacting Cargo Services, checking for an...
424 total. So 4 by 3, that's 12 24s. It's 288. 4 by 3 4s. It's 12 4s, so it's another 48. And then 2, 5, 6 by 16s. 2, 64. Ah, there's another whole C right there. Or 32. That's not everything. We're missing one. Right? 288, 48, and... Or did we get more than we needed? Oh, hold up. I'm looking at the wrong mission. That's why. Yeah, alright, no, we're good, we're good. $288 plus 96 plus 48 is 432. We got everything, we got everything. Alright, so by Genie we go. I was tracking the wrong mission. One of them has 8 less than the other. I was like, wait a minute, how did we get more than we needed? I've never had that happen. Does it want us to go to the planet proper? What's happening here? Give me just a second, guys. I'll get back to the chat. We got some weirdness going on. I think it's that issue where I got a quantum away, maybe toward the planet, to wake up the quantum beacons, because I can't navigate. It's being funky. Is the server better today? Yesterday was almost impossible to play. So far, so good. It's not been too bad. Sorry, my brain is turning off for a second while I just navigate to by Genie. I've been pretty fortunate in the servers I've played on, because I've mostly avoided high population servers. This is the first full server I've played on where I'm at almost 600 people, and it's been playing really well. The only hiccup was at the very start of the stream, which would be funny if you guys watch it back after the stream's over. All of my streams post as videos on YouTube, as well as Twitch, for however long Twitch does it. I think it's like 30 days. At the start of the stream, we ended up dying, because we were taking off in the whole sea, and it just disappears, and I fell down all the way to the hangar floor and died. But that's like really the only really weird thing that's happened. Oh, except now I'm not getting quantum input. Maybe a server error inbound, so I'm going to stop touching stuff. But I'm able to boost forward, so I'm going to gain speed just so I'm moving. We might power cycle, but there could be a server error incoming, so I don't want to, yeah, because my Quantum's not responding to this. Alright, well, I'll catch up on chat for a sec. What happens if you store with another ship inside? Like a golem inside a C2, it just stays inside. It's really cool. You can also bedlog with another ship inside a ship, and you're fine. But I might have missed what that was in reference to. I really wish for ED travel and SC. ED travel. Brain farting. Help me out. Next Actus. Is server better? Answered that one. Is the auto loading only available at Everest by Genie, Tressler, Seraphim, and Stanton? I had to pick up at Arkel 2 and couldn't find them. Yes. So none of the L points, none of the Lagrange points have cargo centers. Only the gateways and the main stations. Tressler by Genie, Everest, and Seraphim. Levski, and then in Pyro, you got Ruin, Obituary, Gaslight, and Megumi. Shipping a ship. Yeah, shipping a ship, it stays. It remembers. Like if you park a Salvation or a Golem inside a C2, it'll just stay there. Alright, so we are going to cycle. There it is! As soon as I went to touch SCM, the server error hits. I freaking knew it, man. Sometimes you can just sense it. You can smell it coming. Remember to grab your Luminalia freebies. Oh, yeah. Actually, while server error is doing its thing, why don't we do that real quick? I keep forgetting about that. Quick space math, yes. I feel like one of the steps now is double-checking boxes and going a bit forward to the external elevator to see if anything is still left. Yes. I've had to do that on a couple of occasions where I've had to backtrack all the way to the external freight elevator, the EFE. And so now, on some of those missions where I notice that happens, I will do a quick check. Be like, do I have all my boxes? Like, are we good? Because I might need to go down to the EFE and make sure. So I'd rather do that than get all the way to the destination and find out that I'm a whole 24 short. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, so Luminalia, there we go. So you click on Luminalia, and then it should, if you scroll down, right? Hang on, it's just not doing it. Light the lamps, there we go. At least that should be the button. Come on. So yeah, what is it, 9? How many days behind am I? Wow, I got really behind. Enjoy your gift. What is that, a Copian light? That knife is actually really cool. Oh, shit. Okay. That's the first thing with Luminalia I've been excited about. That is a beautiful blade. That might actually replace my Pumbata knife. I love the Pumbata knife. Oh, we're still on the server error, man. I cast server error. Yeah. AT used server error. It was super effective. Oh, the frame shift drive, Elite Dangerous. Yeah, I love how that worked. But being able to do like the directional boost, kind of like No Man's Sky as well. I agree. That'd be really awesome. Let me make sure I didn't miss any chats up here. 12K does seem a bit low. Yeah. I think double the D and E, and I think you're in a really sweet spot if you do that. Hey, there we go. All right, let's get this Quantum running here.
Shields on.
Shields on, shields off. All right, calibrating, charging. And then we'll get this jump in. I can see that. I feel like something that big, they'd want a drone auto-loading in the game first. Yeah, possibly. I mean, essentially, we've already got the auto-load grid happening, so they could run it that way. Oh, we got some weird artifacting post-server error. Let's see if we can hop up and fix that. Let me scroll back down. Can you Russian nesting dual ships inside of ships? Possibly. I would think so. It's just as long as the biggest ship is properly stored or bedlogged, it should be fine, Revenant. Let's see. How would you do that? A Salvation inside... Well, I don't think you can actually nesting doll anything other than like maybe a really small vehicle inside of a ship inside of a bigger ship. That'd be a little tough. But I know you can put multiple ships in ships. Like you can do Salvations and Golems inside of C2s. You can do a buttload of ships inside of the Idris. You can do a couple of ships in the Polaris and the Carrack. Definitely some options. Quantum boosting. Yep, Atlas, exactly. Probably not going to be in for a while. Do you have any advice when I select 2+ hauling missions that collect from the same location in a whole sea? Does autoload try to load all missions at once? It will do them back to back. So, yeah, Monsters, it'll typically load them back to back, which is usually okay. And if anything weird does happen, you can check the EFE. The external freight elevator, just in case anything didn't quite load all the way or it's just obvious. Sometimes it's good to double check. Usually if you get the complete message in the auto loading on top, means you're probably all right. I might end up shard ripping to get rid of this weird quantum effect after the server error. Thank you, Chris Roberts. The thing with stacking missions in the whole sea, you know, go crazy point to point. I wouldn't stack missions that, like, the mission itself has a double or triple drop off. Those usually break for me. I would make sure you're only stacking point-to-point missions, and don't go over capacity. Try to keep a healthy margin. That way the auto-loading system can work around empty space. It's usually pretty good at that, especially when dealing with 32s. It can get a little bit trickier when you're actually doing the missions we're doing, where you've got such a mix. You got, you know, 24s, 16s, and 4s, because it wants to put the different sizes on different spindles. I would rather all of this went to that same spindle, because you can easily fit all of this on one spindle. But instead, you're taking up 3 spindles for one mission unnecessarily. So, yeah. At that point, basically, since we have 8, you can only take, what, 3 missions? Not even. At 2 missions, you're filling up most of the spindles. So you have to consolidate and move things around. That's what we did in the start of the stream. We consolidated to free up some spindles. Salvation, Asgard, Idris. I don't think the Asgard's fitting in an Idris. Commander Jackal. I think it's a little too big. Since the whole B can be landed while loaded, do you think it'll make the raft kind of inadequate? Oh, good question, actually. Right now, the raft is kind of the king of medium hauling. I don't think so. Because the whole B, honestly, the whole B is going to make the Caterpillar and the C2 kind of shit their pants a little bit. Because it's competing with them. It's going to have 624? Just over 600 SEU of cargo. So yeah, the whole B is competing with the Cat and the C2, which I'm actually excited. I want competition at all sizes. The Ironclad is the closest thing that'll compete to the whole C, but still, it's not really competing. I mean, it kind of is, because the Ironclad, you can kick ass at like Lagrange points. You can stack master rank missions and throw them all in the Ironclad. You're doing them manually. So for me, I'm excited about that, but I can see how that would be kind of like the Vulture versus the Fortune, doing more work yourself versus the ship doing everything. At least there's a kind of a play style for everybody. Seems Luminalia gifts are the same for everyone. I thought it's randoms. Oh, I guess it kind of makes sense that it would be the same, right? That knife, though, man. Oof, I can't wait to get that knife. I'm going to be rocking that next stream for sure. Saw a picture on the Reddit of someone putting that Copion light on the dashboard. Oh, is it a dash? Is it like the little flags? Bro, I will rock that so fast. I got the United Nations of Earth flag on my whole sea. I either have that or this is how much of a nerd I am, guys. I got the actual one in real life. This one I'll put usually in the whole sea. I think right now it's in my Lightning. But yeah, I've got the little dashboard white. Let's see. I gotta dust this off. The CDS Orc Mark X armor in Arctic. Love this little thing. It's so cool. Sits right here next to my monitor, right next to my little Piccolo. I would have this on my dash too. Oh, he's green, so the green screen's making him disappear. Sorry, that was funny. Oh boy. So this is me, guys. All right. The rule of thumb is if it fits, it sits. Yep, there you go. I like it. I just got a hanger with my whole sea instead of a docking port. What? Really? Planet side or station? Well, station, I guess. Crazy. I've never seen that. I'm installing the game now after 7 years. I have the Hercules hauler. Hell yeah. Welcome back. Wait another 12 months? No way. Come on in. Come on in. No need to wait. Game's in a really fun state. Alright, let's move that velocity indicator. Going to the back of Bygenie. I'm trying to multitask. Chatting and flying. Thanks for the follow, Break My Legs, Daddy. And Atlas. I can't with some of these usernames. It's hilarious. The Hull B at 140 is competing with the Cat. Damn, that's a good ship. Yeah, the Hull B is going to be a lot of fun. It got a pretty big bump in its SCU, I think. And so did the Raylan. The Raylan and the Hull B are going to be competing with the Cat and the C2. So that class of hauler is going to have some work. All right, we're like right on top of a turret, maybe? Is that what it was? Were we heading toward that? Aha, yep, there's a turret right in front of us. Okay. Now we got a grid. Where is it? There it is. Alright, let's get this load and then head on to Pyro Gateway. Piccolo got active camo, yeah. Exactly. Not really much to do in 4.5 except half bugged, money grinding. Props are not optimized, hauling missions a pain. I don't know. I mean, I've been having a good amount of fun with salvage and mining, hauling. I haven't done a whole lot of combat outside of the PTU because the current combat state is not great with the imbalance to ballistics cannons. I mean, ballistics cannons are kind of crazy. A Deadbolt 4 is going to knock out just about anything. Rivian! Hey, I love the username. Hell yeah. I don't know if Rivian's in chat by any chance, but do you have a Rivian? My wife wants the R2. Hopefully next year we can make that happen. Alright, I don't think we're moving. We might have to do a seat check again. Server's a little stressed. Bygenie's pretty active here. So seat check, you just get out of your seat. Allows your character to resync with the background server and start loading. It looks like it's working again. There it goes. Hell yeah. Seat check for the win, man. I want the Javi. You're crazy, bro. The Javelin. Oh my gosh. That'd be wild. Alright, there we go. The next mission looks like it completely finished. Yep, so as we got complete up here, usually ATC is done with you. So it looks like we're all set. First one loaded fine, so I'm going to take it. I'm just going to say, alright, we're probably fine here too. And let's go ahead and set course for Pyro Gateway, which should be only like 16 gigs from our current location. We're going to check for EFEs, and then we'll cross into Pyro. You should be able to auto-load at these stations, no problem, but I don't know if they got their EFE overhaul yet. I hope they have. I guess they probably would have, but we'll see. Seat check is just getting out of your seat. It's like, that's what I like. So just holding Y to stand up. That's all that is. If you're sitting still on the grid and it's still not showing that you're moving, or sorry, that you're still, just hop out of the pilot seat. That's what I call a seat check. It's an easy way to remember. That will solve most of your whole sea hauling problems if you're having trouble with not being registered as still. That can actually solve a lot of problems in general. If you're flying in your ship for long periods of time, your avatar can get out of sync with the actual background server. So by getting out of your pilot seat, it'll resynchronize you. Some of you guys, if you fly with friends, you might notice that you'll be in one person in the pilot seat, one person in the co-pilot seat, and at some point randomly, you'll start seeing different things because your characters are getting out of sync with each other. Just hop out of the seats, everything will resynchronize. I don't know if CIG really has a plan to fix that or really knows or thinks it's a really big problem. They probably don't expect that you'll be in a seat that long for it to be an issue. But yeah, I don't blame you, Nexactus. The Rivians are great, man. I would love to have an R2 in the driveway. I'm still aiming to get the Model Y just because my main YouTube content's around Tesla's FSD, and I need to bring that back. I just need to be making the monies, man. But with all the growth and support with the gaming, this is a really good way to alleviate a lot of that stress. So thank you guys. If you guys like my videos, please do all the YouTube stuffs, the shares and the comments. It's a big help. We're approaching 4,000 subs. The growth has been wonderful. Big thanks to everybody. The love is much appreciated. With the Galaxy at the end of the year, I think the Cat is going to need its modularity to keep up with the B and the rail. And yeah, I agree. I definitely think the Cat needs some love. I think that all of the kind of Generation 1 medium to large ships, the Cat, the Hammerhead, the Starfarer, the Carrack, They all need some love, man. Just to be able to fully interact with engineering gameplay. Okay. Let's head down to the cargo area and double check if we've got external freight elevators. They don't have enough charging stations in my area, though, so getting it to be really infeasible. If you don't mind, what region are you in? Because I've noticed, like, there are some areas where it doesn't really make sense. Like, if you're going 20 minutes out of the way to charge and you can't charge at home. I was fortunate when we lived in California that though we had to street park, I had a supercharger like 5 minutes down the road at the mall. Out here, we plug in at home, but I don't have a beefy charger. I do have a beefy charger somewhere. It's actually right here next to me. Just haven't paid to have it installed yet because, you know, money. And I haven't really needed to. But chargers have gotten so fleshed out. Like, because I think the Rivians can also use the Tesla chargers. And you might be in one of those areas where it's kind of tough. That's fair. That's totally fair. I paid to have it installed. It's a 220, like your dryer. Well, because I want it properly installed in the garage with its own separate disconnect panel and breaker. You don't want it to be on the same line as a house in a case of a catastrophic failure or any kind of problem. We have external freight elevators confirmed at Pyro Gateway, at least here in Stanton. So now we just got to check Pyro side. So that's cool. So I should be live for about another hour. I'm gonna limit myself to about another hour. So 15:30. I know my schedule's usually noon to 1500, but as long as I'm off before 1600, I'm usually happy. Sometimes I end up going over, which is not the plan. But yeah, I'm really aiming to be done by about 3:30 Eastern time. It is 2:30 right now for me. I use military time a lot, just given my preference for it. 14:30, 15:30. Planning on putting solar on the house, then I can feasibly swap over. There you go. Yeah, just the only advice I would give, not that you asked, but just in general, because my dad just went through this selling his last house. Solar is and I'm also, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a licensed real estate agent in Florida. And I can tell you from watching what he's gone through and just knowing the market in general, if you don't plan to be in that house, like it's not your forever home or like at least 10, 15 plus years, or if you're buying your solar outright, you can disregard this. I would be very careful because it adds a lien to your property. And if you need to sell or get out of it, somebody has to assume that extra lien of the actual solar loan on top of your house. And it causes a crap load of problems when you're trying to sell your home. Because it either needs to get paid outright or assumed by the new person who's coming in, the buyer. And it's a major headache. So anybody who's thinking about getting solar, do some research on that before you do. Because if it's not your forever home and you might be moving in, less than 10 years, I probably wouldn't do it. And yeah, my house is a VA loan. We bought our house here in Florida in August of 2024 using the VA loan, thankfully, because there was no money down, which is a huge help. Do a little SEM braking just to bring us down a little bit more. There we go. Now we're calibrating. I need to get some panels, but that's because I want a homestead property. And use Starlink for my Weber nets. There you go. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm in the forever home unless something drastic happens. There you go. All right, man. Then get that solar, bro. Go for it. I use an EMO 1450 plug and its own breaker off box, the meter. I use the portable charger, and it works great for charging in my garage. There you go. Hell yeah, Black Dawn. Good to see you in the chat. VA loan's fantastic. Such a great thing. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. About another year, I'm looking to use it to actually refi the house, bring that mortgage down. Got a pretty good interest rate, though, so I'm not complaining. We're at right at 5%, which is pretty fantastic for the current market. We're happy. We're doing good. Actually, I do need to make sure I get out of here at 15:30 because I need to follow up on a buyer about a property. So, yeah, I gotta split my work. This is work, but this is work I love and will get lost in very quickly if I don't keep on to my time management. Oh, boy. Hull C is so fun in the wormhole because she just gets so nimble. It's just uncanny. It's also a really busy server, so we're taking a risk here popping into Pyro. We're not really risking losing anything. I would just be annoyed if I lost anything on the ship, because I got my rifles and storage stuff on here. Starlink does not suck. Well, I mean, I guess it pretty much depends on where you are. It's like out here where I'm at, even my first gen Starlink's incredible, and it kept us powered after the hurricanes when everybody else lost cellular. We had Starlink, and it was freaking amazing. It's not great for me for uploading videos because my upload speed is so tragic on it. And it also depends on what you're comparing it to, because I'm on Frontier Fios 5 gig fiber, and yeah, compared to that, Starlink's not touching it. But I feel like suck kind of depends on what you're comparing it to. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, if you're comparing it to fiber, that's valid. That's valid. It was definitely badass to be able to hook it up after Hurricane Milton slammed through, though. So we were powering our internet, our refrigerator, our icebox, and our TV at night when we wanted to, with a combination of my solar electric generator, my EcoFlow Delta 2, with our Tesla Model Y as a backup battery. It was kind of crazy. It definitely showed that in hurricane season, the exact thing you want is an EV. I was able to supercharge with no problems. There were like mile-long lines to gas stations that were running out of gas. Superchargers never went down during any of the hurricanes. I was able to charge at any of them. I helped people evacuate in my car using Uber and Lyft. It was crazy, dude. It was an awesome experience. I've had Starlink for years. It's fantastic, but I get to live in the middle of nowhere. See, and that was actually another point where I'm sort of like middle of nowhere adjacent in Haines City, and so there's not a whole lot of bandwidth use on Starlink, so it's stupid fast for me too. Not fiber 5 gig fast. Again, reference, but still, if you're in where I lived before, it was kind of rough because I was in San Diego, California. Everybody had Starlink because everyone hated Cox, so bandwidth was crazy slow. Yeah, we got EFEs at Pyro Gateway, guys. Confirmed. EFEs at Pyro Gateway. So I'd assume all gateways in the game now have them. Beautiful. Yeah, my download on Starlink is usually around 300, but my upload is like 17. So, yeah, for making YouTube videos or for streaming, no, sir. Not possible. I'm basically real world. I get like 2.5 gigs up and down with Frontier, and that's sort of necessary. Comparing satellite to fiber is like comparing Honda Civic to a fighter jet. Yeah, you're so true. That's a really good way to put it. Alright, so let's set course for Ruin Station. Don't want to linger too long just in case anybody gets any wise ideas out here. We're definitely going to refuel once we get to Ruin as well, so we'll fully land on a pad. We won't be docking. Oh, overcompensated a little bit there. There we go. What do you recommend for grinding redline hauling at member rank? So, it's tedious, my friend. I think that's actually where I'm at. My rank with Red Wind is, yeah, I just hit member. Man, Red Wind is so annoying. It really is. But what I would typically do, alright, here we go. Something like this. But you can't do this one because it's potential wildlife habitat. Ugh. Stupid. So avoid this. Potential wildlife habitats just don't work. I hate that they're still in the game. Because they haven't done anything to fix Red Wind, the main Red Wind. The only thing getting worked on right now currently is the interstellar stuff, which is limited to Rookie. But, here we go. What's this? So these, damn it, wildlife habitat. Ugh. So I was going to see, these are the ones you want to do. There we go. So I would do these, but like 1 or 2 at a time, because I've had them eat cargo as well. So I need to do more testing. Maybe we'll do one after we finish with the whole sea. We can maybe claim the caterpillar over and mess with one. Or go pick it up. Or maybe it'll be another live stream. Or maybe I'll make a video. I don't know. Member's annoying though. I mean, Redwind line haul and pyro, period, is annoying. But I would do 1 or 2 of these at a time. Typically, they're all going to or from Ruin Station. You can stack more if you have a C2. Just try to keep them separate. Be very diligent where you place your cargo. And careful to, like, hit the pad for, like... Okay, so anything you do in Pyro. Anything you do cargo-wise in Pyro. Do not put your cargo on the elevator or the platform until you touch that terminal. Because I've had it eat my crap in Pyro. I haven't really seen it in Stanton. But in Pyro... If I put the freaking cargo down first, I saw this in the PTU even on 4.5, and then I touch the terminal and all the cargo disappears and it's just gone. And that mission just gets eaten. So, terminal first. Always interact with, whether it's the elevator or the platform. Hit that terminal before you put any cargo on it. And then other than that, just be really diligent about where you're putting your stuff, because if you've got like carbon from 2 different missions going to the same place, they're coded specifically for that mission. So make sure you keep the missions separated. But I would stack a couple of these 303s. Just avoid potential wildlife habitats. And if you can, like Stanton and Gaslight, these are actually both auto-load areas. Endgame isn't, though. So you could potentially get like a Golem Ox at Endgame and bring the cargo up to your whole C. I'm kind of forming an idea, actually, thinking about it that way. I might make a hauling video showing how you could do that. It adds a step, but it could be fun. Let's see. Do any of these... potential wildlife habitats. No, that suck. Megumi, you could auto-load, but the wildlife habitats kill it. Let's see. Anything else? Wildlife habitats. Rods, checkmate, gaslight. So these two, you can do auto-load, but Rods is like an L1. You can't do auto-load here. There's no cargo center. I definitely wouldn't do any missions below member, because it'll be such a tiny bit of rep that won't be worth doing. So stick to member. These are rough because they're going to 4 different locations. I like the 303s because typically it's either going to Ruin or from Ruin, and it's just a little bit less time consuming. But it's going to be a tedious grind. Say it now, I apologize. I think it's worse than the frickin' Stanton grind. Can I use my Xbox controller? Yes, you can. I actually have the Razer equivalent. This is the V3 Pro. Wolverine V3 Pro. I love this. It's awesome. All right, did my stuff freeze? Okay, no, I think we're still good. Yeah, music is going crazy right now. Is it really, really loud? I can bring that down a bit. There we go. Welcome to Terminus. The Pyro 6. This was home for a while before I moved over to Orbituary and Bloom. Great place to go mining for Stellaron and Recite on Terminus itself. And then lots of good asteroid mining as well. Yeah, the music is amazing. The music was louder than me. Okay, yeah, well, I'll make sure. I got that turned down a bit, so hopefully it's not too bad. Thank you guys for letting me know. Should be better where it's at. We'll dip it down a little bit more. And I can also check my... There we go. We'll do that. Just bring that up here. Okay. Do a little audio balancing. Hello, Ruin Station. Kind of looks like a crazy space spider. Alright, so the refinery and the cargo zones look very similar, except the refinery's got this the spherical tanks. That's how you'll be able to tell the difference. So, yep, I think the cargo zone is about right where we're pointing, right over here. Yeah, so over here is the refinery. And it's got the circular tanks on it that are kind of hard to see in this lighting. And then up here, on the other side, this is the cargo area where the external freight elevators are. Right around here. It is not uncommon around Ruin for there to be AI bounty ships, so if you see red contact type ships, I wouldn't freak out immediately, but I would be, you know, head on a swivel, go into alert mode, just in case. You still mining in Nyx? I started doing Glyceum Ring in Nyx, but found a lot of rocks I can't crack with the Prospector. So I think I do most of my mining out of Nyx, yeah. Actually using a Golem. So, I would definitely, if you're not already, I'd bring some Saber or Bormax gadgets with you. stash them on the prospector. And depending on the mining head, I would probably, to tackle that... Ooh, that's a Hornet. That might not be... That might be a player. That might be an NPC. I don't know. That Hornet could be either one. We're going to watch them. We're going shields up. So for auto load, when it's mission cargo, you got to hit request cargo loading at a cargo center, which I think by default it should be right alt plus N. I have it bound to my stick. I think that's an NPC, but it's moving like an NPC would move. So we're going to continue in.
Contact received.
Oh. 2 Hornets. See, they have ballistics. That could be a bad day. We could eventually outrun them. I'm going to go ahead and call this grid. We got a few red ships. All right, we're going in for a hot drop. I'll get back to the chat after this. Wait a minute. Oh, everything was dropping here. Damn. There were 2 missions worth. Hold up. Why can't we navigate to any of these? Alright. And yeah, Hazard Shield, they do have the external cargo elevators at those stations where I just was. Gunner, that was the auto load box for the whole sea to load or offload cargo. Alright, I think we're relatively safe. Let's go ahead and jump into Terminus, and then I will answer some questions. I think those were all NPC ships. I was just seeing so many Hornets had me a little worried for a sec. Alright. You're good, Cat Marks. No worries. I should grab some Saber then. Currently using a Hofstad with a Surge, but still found many rocks I couldn't even touch. 38% Ceruleum. Yeah, what was the mass on the Ceruleum? For rocks like that, when you're getting up there, so the Hofstad's great for kind of more relaxed mining, cracking some smaller stuff, but might be time to get that that Helix. It takes a bit more skill, a bit of patience, can be a little scary, but running an Optimax gadget with a Helix, or running a Ryger or a Focus 3 combo on the Helix, you could do double Focus 3s, you could do C3 Focus 3. Oh yeah, good point, Cat Marks. I could have scanned to see if there were players. You're totally right. Alright. Popped out here. Let's actually try my method that I was just talking about for one of these hauling missions. Oh, come on, give me the ability to scroll. Why have we... There we go. Come on, damn it. What are you doing? There we go. All right. Ruin Station, going to Patch City, checkmate potential wildlife. Endgame, Stanton and Gaslight. There we go. We'll do this one. So Endgame's the only one where we're going to require the help of another ship. But that shouldn't be a problem. So let's go to Endgame first. Actually, Stanton, Gaslight, and Endgame. Gaslight and Endgame are not too far from each other. Stanton Gateway are probably the last one. So yeah, we'll do Gaslight, then Endgame, then Stanton Gateway, then back to Ruin. So this is how you do some dynamic work with the whole sea. Oh shit, that's right, we had to refuel. We'll hit Starlight on the way, refuel. There we go. Starlight's the area I worked out of the most, so I'm pretty familiar with it. Yeah, I have not in, since we went live, but I use the deadbolts quite a bit in the PTU. Deadbolts are totally busted right now. You can rapidly disable just about any ship in the game with deadbolt 4s and 5s now with precision mode, which is why we definitely need some balancing, some serious balancing, because right now those deadbolt ballistic cannons are god mode. If you enter scanning mode, oh, I just saw that. Don't recall the mass on that rock, unfortunately, but it was large. Thinking about dropping in a helix. Yeah, it probably would be a good idea. Oh yeah, I was gonna check this while we were talking about it. Let me go to my data sheet real quick, because I have info on the helix and the impact. The impact might be the better option here, but let's find out. Hang on. Let me go to my... Nope, that's my real estate shit. Don't need that one. Damn it, go away. Show more accounts. Deadwake. There it is. All right. Let me pull up my mining data sheet. And mining heads. Here we go. So, Helix 1. Oh, I don't have the Impact 1 data. I need to get that. Son of a bitch. So, I think the stats should all be relatively the same. A little bit better. Actually, yeah, they should be the same across except for the filter. So, you're looking at a bigger window size, reduced charge rate, and a little bit more resistance, but less instability. But you get 2 modules. I do know that the Impact will have 2 modules, because it goes down by 1 from size 3 to size 1. Or sorry, size 2 to size 1, from 3 to 2. Because the Helix goes from 3 to 2. So the Helix reduces your window size quite a lot, but it also really reduces your resistance without adding any instability. So what you could do on the Helix side, because it's going to be a lot of power output at least, you could run a double focus 3. Which will give you that window back to a pretty large degree. Or you could do, I'll run usually a Ryger C3 and a Focus 3 to give an extra power boost to the size 1 Helix head. Which you could also do on the Impact. You could run, because see, this gives you a window size buff. So you could double C3 the Impact or C3 Focus 3 the Impact. And it'll reduce your charge rate a bit. So you could do a Torrent to cancel out that charge rate reduction. A Torrent 3 will actually cancel that out to 0. There are definitely some options. I was thinking Helix plus Ryger plus Focus. Yeah, that's a good starting option. I would also, like I said before, I don't know if you were here for it, bring some extras. Stash them in your Prospector. Bring an extra Surge, because Surge is fantastic. But countering that window size might be your best bet. So I would bring maybe an extra C3, an extra Torrent 3, an extra Focus 3, an extra Surge, a couple of gadgets. I think that'd be really wise. And just kind of play with your options while you're out there. All right, let's get over here and fuel up. Also have a loaner mole, so maybe move to that to Nix and use that. Now, the mole is great. Yeah. I can tell you my mole build too if you haven't seen it. I have a video on the mole too that you might have seen, soloing the mole. It's my favorite mining ship. I mean, hands down. It's so good. The Golem is a lot of fun doing the parent-daughter ship combo thing, which I really like for staying out long, but I love mining in the mole as well. Gets me really hyped for the Arastra and other future mining vessels. Stampede is definitely useful. So the Stampede and Surge are similar. The Stampede actually gives you more power for longer. So it's about a 35% bonus on top of your laser for 30 seconds. Whereas the surge is 50% bonus to your power for 15 seconds. But you get 7 uses out of the surge and 6 out of the stampede, so there's some trade-offs. Surge will get you a bit more power, but less time to make use of that power. We'll try docking, actually.
An available space has been located.
Approved to dock.
We're not going to store the ship, so we don't have to worry about losing her. But we're also collapsed, just in case. Why do you think it'll be gone? You think you might lose it in a patch? It's always possible, but you might also keep it for mini patches. This whole C that I'm using, I've had since Supply or Die. I've been very lucky that it hasn't left me yet. Oh, yeah, that's right. There is the talk of the full wipe. No idea when that might be coming, but yeah, that is something that's kind of looming over everybody's head right now. I'll lose both of my whole Cs. So, your boy will be grinding as well. I've got a pledged mole, pledged cat, pledged ironclad, but, you know, won't be seeing that right away. And I do have a mole build, yep. I run a Helix 2, Hofstede 2, Impact 2. My Helix is on the nose, my Hofstede is port side, and my Impact is starboard side. My Helix is running Ryger C3 Surge. My Hofstede is running Focus 3 as a support laser. And my Impact is running Focus 3 double Torrent 3. And then, of course, I have a 2 SCU store-all container in the back of the mole where I keep a bunch of extras like Rigers, Focuses, Surges, Saber gadgets, Bormax gadgets, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, that is my setup. You gonna grab it or are you gonna be sticky? Come on. Doesn't want to grab it, so I'll have to hold in. All right, that's fine. Sometimes it'll actually grab it from just manually flying, which is really cool. Yeah, the only reason I think we'll probably see a wipe, and they'll probably do it all at once, is because of all the money duping. I got some trusted sources on the inside that have talked about that because of the crazy amounts of money from the Genelite exploit and some other things, they're gonna be forced to do a big wipe. No idea when though. It could be 4.6. It could be several months away. It could be when crafting comes in, to your point. I guess we'll see. But keep it in the back of your mind that there will be a wipe. Oh, come on. Are you doing that thing? Okay, it is processing. All right. Sometimes it doesn't respond to my clicks.
Quantum fuel at 100%.
All right. Now, will they let us go?
You are clear to leave.
Doors are closing. I hear it.
Engines on.
It released us. It's a friggin' miracle.
Complete.
Awesome.
Thank you for visiting. Safe travel.
All right, Gaslight, here we come. Okay. Oh man, did our map break? Might just be because of where we're at. Hope we get the whole B before the wipe, otherwise I'm stuck with the whole A. Yeah. Yeah, no telling when it's gonna come. Damn, we got a lot of the visual bugs that I don't like right now. Ah, we're gonna have to do a shard rip. Alright. Well, let's get over here a little bit. So, I have the current visual bug where we're not seeing our ship in the top left, and we're not seeing the map. The only workaround I know for this is Alt F4. And then go back into the same server. Relaunch the game. Catch up on chat here. Played a bunch of games with wipes. Of all of them, I think wipes would be refreshing on this game. Yeah, sometimes it is a nice reset. Also gives you something to kind of work for if you've pretty much got everything you needed. But, yeah. What about shields? Oh, yeah. So I'm running a Durango power plant, a parapet shield for sure. Hemera quantum drive that you can get at Cruel 1, and a Frostbite cooler just to have less power pip requirements so I can put more to my engines or shields. On the landing screen, the buttons seem to be slightly off for whatever reason. The textbook off center. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good point. That's true. The Moby Glass has been a little wonky this patch as far as how your mouse moves over the things you're clicking on, so that's a good point, Blue. Thanks. Also seeing your comment, I've still had my Orion since it was originally brought out in concept more than a decade ago. Damn. Probably another decade before it actually comes out. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And Psionics, thank you for the chats, man. It's good to see you in the stream. Yeah, the Orion is one of those ships that, like the Endeavor and the Whole E for me, are just like off in the distance. Although the SU changes to the D and E make me think that it might be sooner than later. It could be maybe end of 26 or end of 27. Because if they're making the changes, then they're actually thinking about the ships and using them. And the focus of the devs is... There we go. We got it fixed. Awesome. The focus of the devs are ships that have an active in-game loop. So... the whole D&E do have active in-game loops. Hauling. And I bet maybe as... maybe this... Ooh, tinfoil hat moment. Perhaps the increased rep missions to Interstellar we're waiting on at the higher end might be linked with the release of the whole D and whole E. Like the Experienced Senior Master Rank Interstellar missions. What do you think? That'd be kind of nutty. I could see them doing that. This one's next to a freaking galaxy? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, that should be Gaslight right there. Send it with the OG Orion as well. Man, wild.
Quantum travel engaged.
Your C2 disappeared. What do you mean, Jake? That's crazy. Or did it just disappear and you like fell to the floor at Levski? Because that's happened to me a couple times. It should be stored, hopefully. Any concerns for the Ironclad or opinions about it? Actually, I'm stoked for the Ironclad. I love that it got bumped up to 2200 SCU for the Freight, which is the one I'm waiting for. And I think even the Assault is basically at the SCU count that the Freight originally was, which is awesome. I just really hope it comes out in the first half of the year, whether it's Invictus or DrakeCon. I'm super excited about it. I hate it when I have to submit my timesheet on a Monday. It feels weird. Yeah. Thanks. I'm planning on a Nyx run this week for Molfon. Yeah, it's good. I'll also in Nyx, I'll use the investigation missions for missing person to get out to the Glacium Ring to do the mining. Actually, in the last live stream, while we were messing around doing that, we stumbled across an 890 jump for salvage, which I ended up going back and getting the Reclaimer to do that, which was a lot of fun. Black Dawn, what's up? Ironically, you have an original Orion too. I just can't get over the curiosity to see what it one day becomes. Yeah, that's what I was actually going to say too. Like I don't have a pledge on those. The only kind of distant pledge I've had for a while is the Raylan, much smaller scale, and of course the Ironclad now. But ships like the Endeavor for the science, like having a particle accelerator or a particle collider on it and stuff, like gets me excited for a game loop that is nowhere near implemented in the verse. I can't find it. I was mining in the Golem. Oh, did you have a server error? Try your map and see if you can zoom out to click on your ship icon to quantum to it. I was worried about this. It's worked for me every time I've done this so far. If you had a server error, it can cause a problem though. I believe it's still on track for Invictus, but that's secondhand info. Yeah, that's what I hear too. If not that, then DrakeCon, which makes a lot of sense, DrakeCon, honestly. Yeah, D has more than C, E will have more than D. Oh, well, the whole D and E have higher... Yeah, currently the D and E are slated for 7 and 12,000, I believe, are the SCU counts. Yeah, the E is currently slated to be over 12,000 SCU. Hate that if your whole C gets impounded, it spawns in your hangar with the spindles out. Yep. Yeah, High Awake Mafia, good to see you in the chat. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. You want to try at all costs to avoid storing the whole C. The impound is screwed though. Like that, I hate that because that just ruins your session at that point because you have to claim it. Oh, okay, yeah. So Jake, try the Alt F4 trick. Just make sure when you're going back in game that you don't try to join on anybody different. Just join in on the same way like I just did when I Alt F4'd. That might actually help your ship show up again if you're not finding it on your map. Super excited about the Ironclad too. Love the look. I like Drake a lot. Yeah, Black Dawn, same. I am so stoked. The Ironclad is the shared background, like on my PC. Like the back of it, and Crusader is on the background of my monitor where my live stream info is. And then on the main screen, the front of the Ironclad is showing up. It always gets me so hyped. We're going to have to break this open to see this. All right, we should be at Gaslight now. If we're at Gaslight, Pyro 5 L2. Yeah, this should be Gaslight. There's the cargo area. We'll be able to auto-load from here, which is nice. Yeah, try the Alt F4 trick, and it should restore stuff, I hope. Man, I'd be so sad if you lost your whole C, or your C2. That's why I try to not go more than like 20, 30 kilometers from it, out of habit. But so far, server error notwithstanding, I've been able to see my ship icon in the map, like a little white icon that I can quantum back to if I get too far away. That ship was kind of moving toward me. I think. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I think they just left. Alright. Oh, wait, we gotta... Oh, hold up. Wait, deliver to Ruin Station. Okay, we're picking up here. That's what I thought. Alright, and yeah, so Hazard and everybody else who thought, these are... this is the cargo area where the boxes are, and these are the external freight elevators next to them. So you got 6. You got 3 on each side. You'll see these at Ruin, Checkmate, Obituary, the Gateways, Stanton, and Nyx, as well as Megumi Refueling and Gaslight. Wow, immediately got that grid. Holy shit. That was crazy. And we're loading. Good response time. Should be pretty quick. Not gonna be a whole lot. All right, and we will move on to Stanton Gateway now. Or no, next is Endgame. Endgame, we're gonna have to get creative. We're gonna have to use another ship to load the whole sea because the Endgame is like a Lagrange point, like an L2 or something. It doesn't have a cargo center. Unfortunately.
Safe travels.
I think all spacefaring stations should have some type of cargo system. Personally. Because even if you're not using a whole sea, it's so helpful in pretty much any ship to have that option.
Thank you for visiting. Safe travels.
I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they plan, like maybe when they do the Genesis rework to all the systems, they might end up doing that. I hope that's the plan, that the gateways get some love. Not the gateways, the Lagrange points. Alt F4 saved the day. Yes! All right, good to know. Okay, so chat, anybody who does the mothership, daughtership mining strategy, like the C2, or even the salvage, C2 Salvation, or a C2 Golem, if you lose track of your ship, it does look like doing a shard rip or Alt F4 out and back in game puts it back where it goes. Kind of like I just did to fix my map and to fix my heads-up display. I had to do an Alt F4 as well. So, cool. Nice little workaround. Just make sure you don't like try to go into somebody else's server and mess things up. You just want to rejoin, simply right on the same, just jump in, best, whatever. The game will put you in the same shard. It's kind of like crash to desktop persistence saving. So, yeah, buddy. That's good to hear. And what's up, kid? Good to see you. Yeah, I know that those empty Drake containers, they're not cheap. Plus the time to load it and all, you know, the effort you put in to get all set up. It's a bummer when it breaks. Oh, actually, that's a good point. Is DrakeCon just basically the end of Invictus? Or are they like separate months? I've never actually looked into that because it wasn't really until recently that I started really enjoying the boat shows and going and checking them out. Because like now I've got you guys too to nerd out and go check stuff out and try things. Like IAE was actually a lot of fun this year. Getting the Salvation, seeing what ships it fit in. That was a fun time. And it also made me fall in love with the little ship. It is part of the show. Okay, cool. Thank you, Arku. I appreciate that. Makes sense. So DrakeCon's part of Invictus. Gotta drink my red Cruise Lux here. Actually, speaking of, hopefully the music's not quite as loud now that I've nerfed it a little bit, because as beautiful as it is, it was getting kind of crazy. let's see. Hydration and all should be good. Yeah, I think so. Now my character's just gonna have to go pee. Whoops. It's such a small thing, but the physicalized helmet thing is awesome. I know it's so simple, but I feel like it adds so much to the experience. Oh shit, my buddy Kai sent me a message. Mr. Ruck and Fiat. Oh, that's right. There is a new Ace Combat. He sent me the trailer to it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out later. Damn.
Quantum travel complete.
Alright, so when we get here, we're gonna use the Golem Ox to load the Hull C. This is gonna be risky. But not a lot of people are at places like Endgame, so I don't think we're gonna have any players here. This is a busy shard. Unless I get stream sniped. Please be nice. 429 people in the game. Server FPS is cooking around 15 to 16, which is pretty good. There are 41 people in my current server, though. So however many servers are in Pyro, we've got a good amount of people here. Oh my gosh, sorry, my nose is so itchy right now. It's like all the little tingles. All right. Let's get rid of that. Let's see where the station is. We don't want to run into it. We're going to head to the external pads, which, in case you guys didn't know, they do have external pads at these stations. Using my sonar technique, because of that exact reason, you end up getting real close to the station before you realize, oh shit, we might hit it. Alright, we're going to slow down and pop out at the external pads down here. Cargo hauling Binks has been a blast. I'm a big fan of it. It's one of the main things I do on my channel and on my live streams. I'm a big industrial guy in this game, so if you ever got questions about the Hull C, cargo, salvage, mining, the cargo hauling is more my forte right now. Always happy to report on it, but I've personally really liked how much more dynamic hauling is now. I also have the privilege of already being master ranked with Kovalex, so I'm not really on the grind for that. Not the case with Red Wind Line Haul, Ling, or Dead Saints, though, so it's fun that I do have some other stuff to work for. But yeah, so this is one of the pads that's kind of hiding down here, if you guys didn't know. So we will... Whoop, whoop, what are we on? What are we on? Let's make sure we don't actually hit anything. Aha! We're going to kind of position ourselves off to the side in an area where it's not going to be too hard for the golem to move around. Definitely going to go shields up.
Shield on.
And we're not going to dilly-dally. Let's go ahead and park just like that. Make sure we're not moving. Come down a little bit. All right. So, 2 out of 3 pickups and our drop-off are all Hull C auto-load capable. Which is why I'm using the Hull C for this. It's just this one place where we're going to have to get creative. Wish Ace Combat worked better with flight sticks. Yeah, same. It's a little bit arcadey for that, but I agree. Same with Battlefield, in my opinion. It's another game that I really love. I enjoy the flight, the combat, and the jets in that game. Alright, let's try to get over here to where gravity won't mess with us in a bad way. Done a fully playthrough of Project Wingman in VR on HOTAS. Wow, that sounds awesome. Man, this landing pad does not look very safe, huh? I don't think I delivered my Golem Ox. So that'd be really sweet. It might just pop up immediately. Okay. Ooh. Pad 1 docking port lobby. Okay. Man, it's been a while since I've been in one of these. Okay, so I'm gonna use this wonderful search bar. Golem Ox. We do have to claim it, but it's only a 45-second timer, so that's no problem.
Thank you.
Man, I do not miss eating this weird-ass food. No, I'm okay. I'm good. Recycled water, weird alien slug dumplings. Best place to mine in a prospector. So I am very biased to asteroid mining or space mining personally. I really have enjoyed over the years mining or in the Ring of Yella, in the Rings of Terminus. These come with the added risk, though, of being potentially around Grim Hex or players, so you want to be really careful if you do that. Otherwise, I like going out to the Aaron Halo in Stanton. My favorite right now, though, is definitely the Glacium Ring in Nyx. I'll take one of the investigation missions, which I don't know that I'll be able to give an example since we're in Pyro. But yeah, so like investigation mission, except it'll show missing person. And then I'll take that mission and use that mission to quantum out to a part of the Glacium Ring in Nyx. And then I'll just abandon the mission and just get to mining. Tons of mining you can do planetside as well, but planetside tends to have much larger rocks that sometimes you even need multiple moles to break. So I find, because asteroids, they can get pretty big, but they don't tend to get planet big. Like some of the planetary stuff can be in the 50, 70, 100,000 mass category, whereas asteroids, the highest I've seen on rare occasions, I think has gotten into 30s and 40s, which still, that's like mole level, but most of the rocks are going to be sub 20k or mid 20s to low 20s, which the prospector can handle.
Vehicle selected. Your vehicle has been delivered to the please visit us again.
Yeah. Yeah, these areas are rough, man. These are the Alaprat skewers. No, sir. Okay.
Why buy something when you can just take up space for free?
Why buy something when you can take up space for free? Well, that's a bitchy thing to say. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. No. Let's go get the gold. Sweet, thanks, brother. That's sick. Say that because I've had such bad luck on planets. I'm gonna try that. Yeah. Planet side, man, they just get so massive. Definitely better with a team. I've always been biased to doing stuff in space anyway. Oh my goodness, I'm trying not to like pick my friggin' nose on stream here. Jeez. It's one of those like little tickle itches that just will not go away. Drive you insane. We're not classy today, guys. I apologize. Take some Flonase, some algae meds, something. Just gotta get in there nice and deep.
You're clear to leave.
Alright. Oh, I didn't want to actually leave yet. That was just kind of habitual. Oh yeah, we're in a smaller hangar, so probably won't be able to get all the boxes. I guess we'll see what the limits are. Shit, we'll try. Scroll down here. Now, thanks for the follow, guys. Icumber Akuro. Appreciate it. Let's bring up the stuff we need. 14 8s. Alright. So we can fit 64. So we'll do 8 8s for now. Let's bring that down. In case you didn't know, you can split the cargo in here just like you can other stuff. So we can go here. And it's not showing it right, so what I'm going to do is click in this area. I'm on a backspace and hit delete a couple times. Clear it up, and I'm going to hit 8 and then split. That did not work. 5, 6, 7, 8. Really? Okay. Whatever. We'll just move that up. Not as friendly to use as the other inventories, apparently. right. Let's... Whoops. Let's throw that down. All the way to the front. Probably get this done in 2 trips, so that's not too bad.
Attention. This vehicle will be moved into storage to accommodate other customers. Please
Why?
clear the area as soon as possible.
No, sir. I shouldn't have called for the elevator door yet, honestly. That was me being kind of dumb. God, this thing is so awesome. I love the Golem Ox, bro. Drake for the win. RIP MPUV. This whole thing is just so cool. Alright. And our last one. Let's go drop this on the Hull C. And we'll run back in and grab the last little bit. And then we can carry on to Stanton and then Ruin. This is the only station, again, that we're going to need to use the Golem. The 45-second claim time is badass for this. So if you guys really want to use your Hull Cs at Lagrange points or areas that don't have cargo centers, this is how you do it right here.
You are cleared to leave.
It's not going to be for everybody. Some people don't have the patience for this. I do. I enjoy it. It's fun to use multiple ships. I really like being able to load the Hull C with another ship and to get more access to my ship and to put the Drake Golem to some proper use as a little cargo tug. Does it have its lights yet? No, headlights still don't work. It's dumb.
Thank you for visiting. Safe travels.
Alright, and there's our Hull C. Gotta be careful flying around here, though. There's lots of poles and shit you can run into. Alright. Let's see. Let's pick a spot to put this stuff. We want to put it all on one spindle. Probably put everything on the upper back spindle, just to not take up any extra space. Right here should be good. We'll just give it a nice rotate. It's another good reason to use your rear view camera too. And then I'm going to pitch down a little bit, not too far, because it actually helps to be kind of pitched down for when you're using your tractor beam. Make sure you deploy it, which is kind of funny, didn't realize that at first. And then pop into the turret. The selfie stick does its thing, extending. I love that I get to show this off. And then we'll drop down, spin it around, and place it right on the Hull C. How fucking cool is that, right? Who needs external freight elevators when you got a Golem Ox? Oh, I can go down lower. Nice. I didn't realize we had another space. Cool. Alright. Drop down. There we go. Just to get it kind of broken free. Sort of dancing on us. There we go. And yeah, this should only take, I think, 2 trips for the 115 carbon that we have. I'm probably going to start doing stuff like this a lot more often. Utilizing like the master rank missions to mess around. Because then now we just pop back in here and get back on.
An available space has been located.
Just trying not to crash because my med spawn has not been reset. Which I should probably do. I'll just be careful, you know?
Landing gear down.
Yeah, Robert, I love this. This is a fun time. Okay, so we'll slow down. We'll actually set her down right here. Right in front of the elevator. I'm going to kill the engines, which is a nice way to make sure you don't float away, or your ship doesn't float away if you actually hit it. And we'll get the rest of what we need. And then I'll probably just leave the Golem out there floating. I love this. This is so cool, man. What an awesome use of a little ship. Alright, send that down. And hopefully we can do the rest. This one, and yeah, we should be able to. So missions, select all, move it over, send it up. I don't really ever see myself using the Golem for like real point-to-point cargo hauling like you would a traditional bigger ship. It's always going to be my support ship. It's going to help the whole sea, or it's going to be inside my ironclad moving stuff around. That'll be my Golem's home, is a support cargo tug, essentially. Basically, a Drake MPUV. Argo is going to need to step it up, man. I know a few people who watched my mole video got a kick out of me saying that Argo is basically Drake with OSHA standards. But they got to step it up, man. They gotta get more ships out to compete with these Drake ships, because the Mole and the Raft are really the only two that I personally have used a lot and love. I kind of want to get an SRV and mess around with the towing side of things, but I don't feel like it's got a really good salvage, or sorry, towing recovery loop in game yet. I really think they should make it to where we can like grab player ships that are derelict and, you know, tow them away, maybe salvage them or something. I really want to see more from Argo. I really do love Argo. Drake is killing it right now. A space-capable ATLS would be awesome. Yep. Which I guess would essentially be something like an MPUV. Unless you're talking about having like an actual, like basically ATLS Geo that can like have thrusters and move around in space. It's easy to pump ships out when you don't have to deal with the, yes, the space EPA and space ocean. Yup.
You're clear to leave.
Alright. That is the last bit. Engines are on. Let's get out here and finish this. And then we will hop back in the mags and carry on to Stanton and then back to Ruin, and that will end our live stream probably right around 1600 at this point.
Thank you for visiting.
Looking good. Oh, yeah, basically. The Ox, yeah, exactly. I agree. It's basically a space-capable ATLS. This thing is freaking amazing. It really beats the whole A, too, because of that ship's tractor beam, man. Ship's tractor beams are so valuable. That's why I really can't wait for the Whole Sea and the Cat to get a tractor rework, so theirs are a bit more friendly to use. Because this tractor beam is amazing. Oh, come on. Move that over. We'll get those last. That loading was so clean, doesn't seem so buggy anymore since months ago. Yeah, it's gotten a lot better. It is not without headaches sometimes, but it's definitely a much more enjoyable experience now, especially if you just enjoy throwing freight and doing cargo stuff. Let me get this. I'm trying to move it away so I can grab these 8s first. And this is a pretty busy server. This is actually the, you know, jokingly, lovingly called Cursed server, US Shard 10. And we've been having a pretty good time today. Let me throw this down here. Perfect. And then this one. And again, all of this should auto offload at Ruin, which is freaking cool. Alright, that's everything. We will go ahead and transition back to the Whole Sea and carry on. When friends first got me into STAR-CITIZEN, they would do the unverified salvage, tow out to a reclaimer waiting. Yup, hell yeah. That's a fun loop to do, being able to grab the salvage and tow it to another ship. I've messed around with that with a couple of buddies before. Still doing missions. Yep. Thank you, baby. We just got done loading at Endgame. Since it doesn't have an external freight elevator, we used our Golem Ox up there to load our cargo onto the Whole Sea, because all of the other stations we go to, including drop-off, are all Whole Sea auto-load capable. Make sure we watch our door. There's no players here at end game, so it's fine. Another question: have they added the button for the 4th tractor beam in the whole sea yet? No, they haven't. They haven't. But you might already know this. You can right-click to choose upper, lower, front, and back from the seat to get all 4. But yeah, as far as I know, I haven't seen a button added for the 4th tractor option, which is kind of silly. There should just be like a cycle button versus just like an actual bind. But oh well. All right, we're going to safely clear the little golem there. Boost out of here. Alright, get down below all these spikes. Jeez, you don't want to hit any of those. That'd be a good way to end your session. Alright, next stop, Stanton Gateway. And then we will head back to Ruin for drop-off. Not the Nix system. Alright, we're just going to click on it here. So only one of these will give me the option to quantum. There we go. Now this one has auto load and external freight elevators, so this will be really fast, and then we just take it all to Ruin.
Quantum travel engaged.
Any fiction I'll be able to scroll out to star map when I'm in Moby. So yeah, Kaya, that's happened to me earlier. The only fix I've seen for that is to Alt F4 and go back to the game. That fixed me earlier because I lost my heads up and I lost all of my mapping info. This was all gone and I couldn't scroll back. I had to Alt F4 and rejoin. As long as you rejoin the same shard, it should put you back in the same ship, same mission state, same everything, like crash protection. Whole scene needs at least 4 separate tractor stations. The fact that there's only one. Yeah, I say at least 2, right? At least 2. That way 2 pilots can operate 2 at the same time, and then maybe you have people outside with their tractor rifles. 4 wouldn't be a bad idea if there's real estate for it, for sure. But at least 2. Sturshi, what's up? The whole sea is working really great. We're actually messing with a member mission out here in Pyro. We utilized a Drake Golem to take care of one of the onloads because it was at endgame that didn't have an external freight elevator. But aside from that, she's working really great. We've done several missions in her today, having a good time. Verified that all of the stations have their external freight elevators now. Oh, all of the gateways. Sorry, not all the stations. All of the main stations, like your home stations, and all the gateways. None of the other Grange points, or like Rat's Nest, Dudley Daughters, Starlight, Endgame, Patch City, none of those. My issue is that there are assignable hotkeys for 1 through 3, and there's another key option for assigning a next function key, but no next turret key. Yeah, exactly, and it's never worked for me the proper way. Alt F4 fixes half of all bugs, pretty much, yeah. I can't wait till I get my whole D, though, just for some serious hauling. I know! Oh, man. I'm super stoked for the whole B, too. I definitely want to get some time in that when it comes out. And the Rylan. The first real, like, alien cargo ship. Like, serious cargo ship. That's going to be really cool. I really, really want to see how that thing runs. I definitely wouldn't do any of this hauling in Pyro without at least an Erebus quantum drive. I'm really lucky to have this TS2. These distances are crazy out here. I'll be back for the vid. You should do a vid on starting from scratch once in... Oh, sorry, guys. Once they wipe. Actually, yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah, ways to grind up that money and get to the higher ships. I think a lot of it, I'm probably going to be using rentals. Well, I mean, I have some pledge ships that'll take care of that. I have the raft and stuff, but I'll probably, yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Because once we have a full wipe and everyone's starting over again, aside from their pledges, it's a little bit of a struggle bus. A little tough to get back up there. At Photon, actually, I don't know. I think you can still get the TS2s from your typical contested zones and probably the Vandul missions, but I haven't seen it actually in effect. But apparently in this patch, if you come across old player ships or like derelict player ships that like they're not around anymore, if they've claimed them, supposedly all of the components on those ships are not usable. Have any of you guys experienced that yet? Because I haven't really seen that confirmed. But yeah, oh yeah, thank you, Shadow, for that. Yeah, the TS2, all the military stuff, some Class A civilian stuff, and Class A stealth stuff, you can't buy. You have to get it through contested zones or by looting player ships, which again, if item recovery tier 0 is out, or tier 1 or whatever, kind of ruins it. But we'll see. I almost got my hands on a TS2 last night, but the cargo elevator at Tech Smugglers is broken. Oh no! 4x5 ate all my good parts. XL1s, FR76s, Nightfalls. See, the only military thing that survived for me was my TS2 that I bought from a friend in game. Well, technically, a buddy of mine bought 2 for him and I, one each. And I've been very lucky that my same TS2 from Doc Hobo from like the patch after Supply or Die is still in my game. So that's what I'm using right now in my whole C. Mags is running her TS2, which is fantastic. A little nervous at Stanton Gateway because this is actually a travel point, so we might have some action here. We'll see. I'm going to move in quick and try to get in and out fast. We have plenty of spindles open, so we should have no problem auto-loading here. I do see somebody flying. Maybe flying. Hard to tell. Oh, thanks, Commander Jack. Okay, the QV stations. I need to do that more. I need to go out and do the Van Duel tech smuggling stuff more and figure that out, because that would be a really good idea for getting some extra components and parts. I'm glad that I've had no lacking of stuff to do. That's nice, at least. So let me go down here toward the end, use the same kind of tactic of getting the far elevator, or the far grid. There's a bunch of components that were not purchasable, and when I log out and in back again, they disappear. Oh no, jeez. Oh, another pro tip for anybody who might not know this. If you loot parts out and about and
Cargo
put them...
service request acknowledged. Stand by.
Oh, we got some voice acting.
Cargo
All right,
service
let me get through this and then I'll
request
continue what I was going to say.
Stand by.
Come on.
Cargo service
He's gonna say it
request
twice now. I
acknowledged.
double tapped it.
Stand by. Cargo service request acknowledged. Stand by.
Come on, dude.
Cargo service request acknowledged. Stand by. Cargo service request acknowledged. Stand by. Cargo deck assigned.
Finally. Man, that was rough. Anyway, sorry. If you guys get parts out and about and you put them on your ship, like you did the unlock ports and swap stuff, make sure that when you get back to the station that you store the ship and you pull the parts off on your mobi-glass, save it, and then put them back on with your mobi-glass and save it. Otherwise, if you end up having to claim your ship or something, those parts will disappear. It'll go back to your stock loadout. So make sure you actually do the mobi-glass like part save change thing.
Cargo transfer complete.
Really? That fast? I don't believe you. No way. Oh, it was only 24 SEU, so maybe it did. Hang on. Let's double check where that was coming from. Yeah, Stand Gateway is only 24 SEU of carbon. Four eighths. 2. Guess that could be everything. That looks like 3/8, right? Yeah, that'd be 24. All right, well, let's head to Ruin. That's it. And then I'll, while we're in Quantum, I'll catch up on chat. Okay. Go.
Quantum travel engaged.
80 gig jump back to Terminus. I have no issue when I loot it from NPCs or CZs, the Van Duel missions. Okay, so just the player ships, which might be part of that tier 1 recovery that I was worried about. I really want to do some tech smuggler runs. I'm just now getting to contractor status though. Yeah, it takes a little time. We had to go through a lot of those interdictor missions to get it up high enough to get those missions. Are there any more Vandal missions, or is it just the 1.2 intersect? I think there's 2 technically. Once you do it, I think there's like a repeat version. Of course, over here I only have the lab sample. I'm not next to show it. But I saw 2 1 million credit missions, but I think that's pretty much the same. Also, just take it off and put it on again, even if you already did it once. So yeah, it's you just basically want to make sure that you did the change through the mobi-glass and saved the change to your ship through your mobi-glass, and then it should keep the components that you put on. Because if you did it out in the field, like you come across a cool ship and you do the tractor swap, unlocking your ports, it doesn't, like if you have to claim the ship or it gets destroyed, it's going to revert back to stock. So that's for that part, that's all I'm saying. Once you finish the Kiwi stations, there should be some more different ones at higher rep. Okay, cool, thank you for that. You can loot medals and Vandal corpses to get 2 more missions that pay decent money. Yeah, those are the 599k missions. Yep. Glad you mentioned that. And yeah, there you go. Yeah, Wiz Shadow just basically confirmed it there. Yeah, and I guess in it, that sounds like that's probably what it is. Just make sure that anything you changed, it might be good to just take it all off, save, and then put it all back on and save. That's what I'll do, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And then you shouldn't lose it anymore. If I add components in the field, I usually swap out the power, save, and then put the power back in and save the vehicle manager. Works every time. Hell yeah. The Hornets specifically have had documented issues with their ball turrets. Yeah, ball turrets have come up quite a bit. Hey, Miscellaneous, what's up? The freight elevators have been bugged at the cargo bay and warehouse section of tech smugglers for the last 2 days. Oh, that sucks. Thank you for the information on that, though. Good to know. Yeah, because that's how you get all the stuff to the main elevator where your ship is parked, right? I've never actually used those. I didn't realize we could until after the fact. Just like, wait, that's probably why they had all those freight elevators in there. On Friday, I plan to crew the Polaris, go out to the tech smugglers missions. Anyone here is more than welcome, except for Phil. He knows what he did. That's great. Yeah, maybe we can do that on Friday then. Maybe I can, if you're okay with me streaming that. Either way, it's all good. Also, remember to bring an 8SU container to keep all your loot. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, those store-alls, man. Technically not a sponsor, even though some might think I am as many times as I rep them. The store-alls are fantastic. If you can fit an 8 on a bigger ship, it's fantastic. I always have a 2, either in my C2 or my mole, usually. Just because it's easier to kind of move around. I might have 1 or 2 2s. A 2 fits in the back of the mole perfectly, and there is more than enough space than you would ever need for all the mining stuff you could bring with you. Also, just in case nobody's heard me say it yet, careful buying a buttload of gadgets, because they don't stack. So I didn't realize that, and I bought like 100 Bormaxes, 100 Stalwarts, 100 Sabers, and now my inventory pages are crazy. So yeah, sad face. I'm gonna have to make sure I use them. The way around the buggy Kiwi station freight elevators is to load the components into the station elevators you use to get around. Take the components back to the main lobby and load them onto your ship. A little bit more legwork, but I could see that being a good workaround if they're bugged out. What is up, Gamesman? How you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Coming in at the tail end here. We're wrapping up. I might actually get out of here before 1600. That'd be a freaking first. My schedule is on Twitch and in the description of the videos. Monday, Wednesday, Friday from noon to about 1500 or so. 1600 Eastern time. So we'll be back at it Wednesday and then Friday. Wednesday is, I'm planning it to be a reclaimer day. Salvage day out in the reclaimer. Just going out hunting for derelict ships or using the missions to find them. We'll mess around. It'll be a good time. I want more time with the reclaimer. That was a fun little bit that I got in it the other day.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
That sounds good. Yeah, figuring out good reliable stream setups have been kind of a pain. Big shout out to my friend Val for helping me get set up with Meld. And I'm learning how to get Meld to work a bit more consistently, which is nice. It's mostly just the startup initially that I always end up messing up the order of operations, but eventually we get rolling. Okay, let's see here. Need to find my, damn, are we underneath? Is that why this looks weird? Yeah, there they are. There's the freight elevators. Alright, right over there. There are two areas that look very similar. One has the refinery tanks, and one has the external freight elevators. So you just gotta pay attention to whether or not they've got the big spherical things. That's an enemy arrow. Should be an NPC. We can do the scan trick. Let's narrow our band. We got a few what look like to be NPC bounty ships out here. They shouldn't engage unless we engage them. Yeah. If it has like a Japanese sounding first name and like a white last name, you know it's an NPC. Like Takahashi Smith. Alright, we are going to go shields up just in case. Wow, shields loaded fast. Hell yeah. Is that another Hull C? What's up, other Hull C? I don't know if that's actually anybody in the ship, but it's cool to see another one. Yeah, trick has no, username has no spaces allowed. Exactly. That's a good way to put it, too. And there is our big old grid. Oh, we are going faster than I thought we were. Let's go ahead and slow down. Go vertical strafe to get the brakes to work a bit faster. All right. And coupled, stopped. Offloading. Everything should go off here. Is that a completed contract? Did we do it? I think we did it. All right, let's set course for home. Levski Station, here we come. Collapsing the ship. Not getting... Alright, we probably have to get some distance to get our nav to function. Probably have to actually quantum toward Terminus, actually. If I had to guess.
Thank you for visiting. Safe travels.
No, maybe not. Alright, let's blast this way for a moment. Ooh. Firebird, that's definitely not an NPC. Or a Peregrine, maybe. Alright, let's try again. Let's see if we can get Nyx back. Ah, it's doing that stupid nav crap. Alright, so we gotta pick somewhere to nav to break out of that. Wonder if we can use our own ship. No? Might just come back as we get far enough away. This part is really annoying. God damn it, man. How about any of these? Nothing's gonna fucking show up. Alright. Just rotate and see if we can get something. The Firebird was an NPC, really? I've not really seen the NPCs in those kinds of ships. I'm not getting any freaking jump icons now. Oh, okay. Good to know. Alright, we're just going to fly for a minute, see if we can get away from the proximity issue of the station, because sometimes that's why you can't quantum jump. We're not getting any info. Hang on, let's do a power pip reset on everything. There we go. Was it my radar that was acting up? Okay, we got it back. Basically, I hit F8 and cycled F8 between nav and SCM. And I got icons back, so I think now we should be able to lock Nyx. No. Okay, but at least we can see stuff. So you just quantum jump to some random point to wake it up. Is that... No, I don't think so. Alright. Actually, if that's Stanton, Nick should be this way. There it is. You can hit R to set route after selecting it in the map. Really? That's a quick trip that I've never, or quick tip I never noticed. Also, guys, if you're ever in a party with people and you want to quantum to them, you can tap this little marker here and then select a person and then navigate to them. It's actually really cool. Makes it really easy to get back to your party members. But let me see. No way, that's really cool. Yeah, when I hit R, it's popping up, but it's also going away because it's acting up. But that's fine. Because we're already jumping toward it, so... Haha. Yeah, map is really acting up right now. This is part of the cursed shard, I guess. Oh, let's get caught up on the chat before I close out of here. I need a Tuesday, Thursday streamer. Yeah. Yeah, hey, somebody jump on that. Stream Tuesday and Thursdays. No, I need those days to do other things. Otherwise, I don't have time to get my house in order. So I try to play on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those days are usually days I try to have like with just the org, with the guys and gals, whoever is able to play on those days, and whether we're just out salvaging, mining, doing things like Van Duel missions, whatever. That way there's also not the pressure like being on a live stream, but it also gives me the days that I can try during the week to have YouTube videos posted, but also days that I might need to be out doing some Uber and Lyft or handling real estate stuff. I need at least those 2 days that I can have the full day open to me. Eventually want those days to basically just be days with the org. That'd be really cool. But yeah, for now, just Monday, Wednesday, Friday streams, which so far I've been able to keep up with pretty good. It's been a good time. Let me get back through the chat here. And yeah, Kira, that could be a fun time. If you're available while I'm streaming, no problem. Party up. Anybody who wants to join, who doesn't mind being on stream, we can have some fun. Would be down to help you crew a whole sea for a vid. Yeah, that could be a good time. You're in the Discord, right, Dead Tree? Because I'll be putting out a shout to people hopefully in the next couple weeks to get that whole sea video going, for the fun full crewed whole sea video. 50 character limit on a name. That's crazy. Oh yeah, and good point in the quantum drive. I probably could have just checked to make sure that was powered up properly. You can also hit R to give you a path on your minimap while you are running around on stations. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. And yeah, we do have a Discord. You can find the link should be in the live stream. I should say OLISAR group Discord, because we have our people that aren't technically in the org that can chill there as well. And then if you join the org, there's a set of org channels that you can get access to as well. One I learned recently, if you walk up to an item like a magazine for a weapon, you can double tap F to store it in your backpack. That is useful. Oh, I will be using that. I'm devastated the golem doesn't fit in the Carrack. Yeah, Lukey, again, I can't wait for the Ironclad. Ship-to-ship gameplay is top tier. Thank you, Dark Angel. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy using the ship-to-ship stuff. It's a great time. Do you have a link to the Discord? Oh, it's on the YouTube, not Twitch though. Okay, yeah, no problem, guys. Too, I can drop it in the chat. Well, I guess on the Twitch side, I'll need to drop it specifically in the Twitch chat, which I can totally do. That's fine. Here, I'll go to where is my Discord? There it is. Invite to server. Copy link. And oh, you put it in? Close that out. There's Nick's gateway. Also, if you press R twice when holding a gun, it will quickly load a mag, but you drop the other one. Oh, like a tactical reload? A little wick flick? That's cool. No, no, you're fine. I ended up putting a link after you did. It just was a little delayed. Seventh Fallen, what's up? Typically a lurker, just wanted to jump in and say I was excited to see my favorite Cyberlift YouTuber playing one of my favorite games. Hey, what's up? Good to see you from the Cyberlift side too. Hell yeah. Don't worry, I am trying to get more reaction content and all for the FSD back on that channel. That is going to be some of my focus this week, and especially going into the new year. I definitely want to keep that channel alive. I had a lot of Hardware 3 folks that definitely want to still see how it's performing and good fun. So cool to see you in the chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I think I'm probably going to end up cutting the stream here as I'm going to head back to Levski and get docked up. So I guess I'll stay on until we get there. Hang out and chat till we get home. I don't want to stay in Pyro. I want to get the whole seat back docked, safe and sound. Oh, and I know you did, Gunner. How's that Cybertruck treating you? Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I think 7th Gunner and I think Inner Hype are 3 of my people from the Cyberlift side. Cut stream gets jumped at Levski. Yeah, right. That would be my luck, dude. It really would. We should start calibrating. There it is. Cyberlift is my original main YouTube channel. For several years, I've been covering the progress of full self-driving with my Tesla Model 3, and also showing people like authentic reactions from everyday people using Uber and Lyft, like reacting to a self-driving car. It's been something I've been doing for years. I'm just a little outdated now because I have a Hardware 3 car. Mine's a 2020 named Mew that is loved by the community, and I'm hoping to get a new one so I can kind of be updated to the new stuff. But, you know, buying a new Tesla is not really in the cards for me at the moment. Who knows, if I become a super famous Star Citizen captain, maybe I can make that happen sooner. But yeah, so the channel is CYWL-VFXK. See if I can type it real fast before I... Nope, not doing it. No, yeah, so it's not, doesn't have any vowels, but it'll be pretty obvious that it's me. A similar YouTube or thumbnail font format style. I do it streamer style too, so you kind of usually see me in the bottom corner like you do here, just in my car. And it's fun. I enjoy it. Just a lot of people don't really talk too much, so most of my rides when I'm earning money with Uber and Lyft are just quiet, point A to point B. I'm not trying to bug everybody, but every now and then I get really fun reactions from people, and it's a good time. Thanks, we appreciate it. Yep, just like that, Cyberlift. Perfect. Yeah, I got about 13,000 subs over there, and I've not been as active on that channel as I need to be. I got to give it some love. I got to put some respect on that channel because it's my OG, it's my main. But I've also wanted to nourish the growth on this channel because it's blowing up now, and I got interrupted a lot on Cyberlift, you know, whether it was new jobs or life circumstance. So I've really wanted to give this channel the chance to really keep that momentum going. Oh, man. It did the thing. It threw me back into Pyro, I think. Or maybe not. This might be... Oh, no. We're here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. It didn't throw us out. I thought it did. We've done a lot of wormhole travel this game. No asteroid. So, Stanton? Yeah, that's kind of what I thought for a second, because usually Pyro is just full. $13,000 on the dot for me. Oh shoot, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I gotta give it some love. You got referenced by SC Haulers, which is how I found you. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I love SC Haulers. His channel is great. Sacks of Wine. He's the Pyro whole sea captain. That was kind of cool. He's like, I don't haul in Stanton, but I know a guy who does. No, big love to SC Haulers, and thank you to anybody who came over by his recommendation. He is awesome. Big shout out to him. He's cool. Cool, Commander Jackal. Hope you like it. Might not be for everybody, but the reactions are usually pretty fun. Like, I got some compilations. There's one on there for my 100th episode. I did like a massive compilation from like back in like my old days. You probably really would enjoy that one quite a bit. Because it's a compilation over the years of all of like the best moments of people reacting to a self-driving car. And it's some good energy, man. No, you definitely can't charge. I mean, well, okay, so technically, yeah, you could charge a Tesla on a solar panel or two, but you won't be fully charged for probably like 2 years. No, I'm slightly exaggerating, but energy efficiency and energy losses are a real big problem when it comes to solar on vehicles. That's why if you guys want a really cool vehicle to check out, the Aptera, A-P-T-E-R-A, it's so energy efficient because of its laminar flow that having solar on it actually makes sense. You can actually get like 40 miles of charge per day left out in the sun. On a Tesla though, nah, man, you might get like a mile or two if you weigh the energy gained versus the energy used in the motors. So it's just solar panels, man. That's why they make more sense on larger vehicles like mobile homes or big trucks or, you know, houses, of course. But yeah, even if you put solar on every inch of a car, you would have to have extreme efficiency and energy use through the motors for it to make any sense. Especially when you consider the cost versus what you're gaining as well. Maybe in the future if we get some like super hyper efficient solar panels, but even like NASA grade stuff wouldn't really do much good on a car. What's up, Villain by Default? How you doing? Catching me at the very end here. We're wrapping up, we're coming home, just kind of chatting as we get in here and get the whole seat parked. We'll see how the docking works because we should be forced to dock. We are closed though, so we won't have any issue with the extended spindle problem, which is a real pain in the ass. Kind of change our direction to going down here. I use precision mode a lot for a good clear view of where I'm going. I don't know if some of you guys do. I'll use that, and if I really need to double check in front of me, I'll hit F and like zoom in. Because you can kind of see a little bit more debris and such. So we are moving fast. I mean, having a small set of panels exclusive meant to charge the car, like only went to town once a week. Oh yeah, that actually, yeah, that's a lot more viable. Like if you had like a little mini solar farm that could be used to charge it. I guess it would just depend on whatever inverter setup you have for your energy distribution, whether you're running like 110 or 220. I think that's up to like a 32 amp max for superchargers, but I think residential is usually around 16 amp max. But yeah, I bet there's all sorts of DIY solar setups you could probably do for that. Gotta love the music at Levski, dude. It's so good. All right, let's get that docking panel. It should be right below us. Okay, cool. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I wish if you were closed up like this, you had the option to not dock, but I've gotten pretty used to docking. Hey, look at that hammerhead. They're docked up properly, so that's a good sign. I did successfully dock a reclaimer, so I think for the most part, docking isn't really an issue like it was. Oh yeah, isn't that not Rich Rebuilds or Out of Spec? They put the frickin' SEMA in the Model, or they took it to SEMA, they put that badass V8 in the Model S. That was such a badass video, dude. And it was a clean build, man. I think it was Rich Rebuilds. That was so freaking cool. It was a monster, and it looked so good. They kept it as original as possible. There's also a really kick-ass video of somebody who took, oh my god, I can't think of what it's called now. It's like an exclusive Japanese Honda. It's loved by so many people. Why can't I think of what it's freaking called? It's in a new drifting game, and they put a Arkimoto setup in it. So they had the gas one and the electric one as a conversion, and it was just really sick. Alright, we will just go ahead and hold down N here. Rotary engine in a Mini. Oh, that'd be wild. Anytime a V8's involved, I'm happy. Yeah, totally, dude. Okay, didn't register us hitting what we needed to there. Let's try again. Auto dock path obstructed. What? Alright, we'll come away a little bit further. There we go. Alright, we were just too close. Yeah, you can dock at Levski now. It's working. I docked a reclaimer earlier today before we got started on the stream. Just saw a hammerhead docked, and we are closing in now with the hull C. So, docking is working. Just make sure in your hull Cs that they're closed if you're storing your ship, because they will spawn in your hangar extended. It's an issue console that the devs know about. It's really annoying. Alright. That's it. Want to make sure it was possible. I've heard that there are some EVs that you can only charge in certain spots or through apps or whatnot. Oh yeah, no, as long as you've got a good port that can plug in to the Tesla NACS charging adapter, you should be fine. I don't think there's really any limit there. You just want to make sure that you're, safe with any sort of electronics like that, any sort of high-powered electrical discharge or change. But yeah, it's all good. Saw someone fill a bus with solar panels in 3 layers. 2 of the layers fold out to either side. That sounds awesome. Hell yeah. Well, alright guys, I think this is about all she wrote. I'm just going to come up here, store the whole C, and get out of here. Really appreciate all the love, all the engagement in the chat. It was a fun time hauling. Wednesday, we're going to bust out the reclaimer and see what kind of salvage shenanigans we can get into. See if we can maybe find some more 890s out there. Aside from that, though, I am going to call it a day and figure out the next YouTube video that's going to come out. The last video is up on the channel. It's basically an educational video on taking off in the Caterpillar, fully loaded, because it had a few people stumped. So hopefully that's helpful. Let's see. Let's go ahead and use the search bar to store. It's fighting me. I'll figure that out later. But yeah, guys, thank you guys. Hazard, Commander Jackal, AT, Ball Plan. Oh no. Well, don't worry, man. The VOD's going up. If you guys missed it, the video will be up if you want to watch it back in your spare time or something. But thank you so much to everybody who followed, who subscribed, who engaged. I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.